then stack back up. Last one. Brush front. Up. Circle, 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 circle. Reach. And then stack back up. Relax. And let's go over the other side. We're going to do it all again. Okay. Set yourself up on your other side. Bend or stretch your supporting arm. Whatever feels good for you. Your bottom arm. If you're with Gerald, leave your bottom leg bent. So come in again, Anya. Bring it to the front edge of your mat. And just stack yourself up.
How many step parents we got out there, man?
Find as much length as you can. Float it up just about hip height. Start to take your leg forward.
What y'all think, man?
And reach back.
Should a step parent have the right to discipline a kid? Yes or no?
Flex or point your foot, whatever
Yes or no?
And again, front. And back. And front.
I know a lot of y'all be having this conversation. You should. If you don't, you should.
Go ahead and brush front. Reach back.
It's important when to know where you at.
Brush front.
Check that temperature.
Reach back. And then come and stack your legs back up. Lower down. Now turn your top leg up. Find as much spin as you can. Lift your leg up towards the ceiling.
Ooh.
Flex as you lower down. If you're with Gerald, it's okay if it's a little smaller. Lift back up. And flex and come back to it. Lift up. Spinning your thigh. Flex as you lower. Lift up. Flex and lower. We've got two more. I love this beat. It comes in and makes me so happy. And then come back down. It's so satisfying, isn't it? Last time. Take a moment. Okay. Now we're going into round jumps. Circle the leg. So reach your top leg long. Brush your top leg forward. Lift up towards the ceiling. Circle around to the back. And come stack up. Again, front. Up. Circle,
I don't want to touch this shit, boy. I tell you right now.
and then stack back up. Again, front.
Up.
Reach around.
Front.
And stack back up. We've got two more here. Brush front. Up. Around. Stack back up. There's always one side that's harder to organize, right? Front. Up. And around. Come stack back up. Now come up onto your forearm. Make sure your shoulder's right over your elbow. Take a moment to just really support your bottom side. So push away from the floor. Bring your top arm to your side. From here, brush your arm and leg forward. Reach up towards the ceiling. Now, bring your leg back and your arm forward. Reach, 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 reach. Come stack back up.
Ooh.
Again, brush front.
So that.
Up. Rotate. Reach. Leg back, arm forward. Come stack back up. Reach forward. Up. Continue around. Now these next two, we're going to make really...
Hey, I said a step parent is leading an exercise class on discipline. Share your opinion. Damn, they be listening. Oh my gosh, she reaching.
Stack back up. We've got one more like this. Front. Up. Reach, 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 reach. Reach a little bit further. I sound like my belly teacher. Come stack back up.
So you sound like my belly teacher.
And let's come on up. And I think we've earned a little bit. So, come.
Yeah.
Sit cross-legged or bring one leg on top. Whatever feels good to you. Maybe one leg forward. Just take a moment. We're going to come up and over to the right. Really taking a big stretch. If you're with
Don't mind the background music. My wife is working out. She's keeping that body right and tight for your boy. Yes, indeed. Oh, you look so sweet. What you work at Bally's? Look at your fuzzy. Oh, she got that. Ooey, 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 ooey.
Can you stop?
You heard my little child? Can you stop? Can you stop?
Take a moment to just let your legs settle and go up and over to your left.
Gotta make sure they keep their body right. Nobody want no hippopotamus.
Stop.
And then come back up. And then go up.
Let's go. I know single moms out there somewhere dating somebody's husband. I mean, somebody's son. That was crazy.
And then come all the way back up. We're going right into twist. So extend your
Let's go, single mommies of the world. Let's have this conversation.
keep a little bend in your knees.
Let's go.
Up to your side. Now get as tall as me. Take a moment.
All right, King Pisces, age and relationship status. Go.
25 and recently single now.
Well, shout out to you, my G, for getting out of that crazy shit. What do you think, man? Step parents, should they be able to discipline children?
I personally see no reason with it. However, there's an extent to disciplining the child that they should not cross, like physically putting their hands on the child. Yeah, leave that to the biological parent. Like leave that to them. Like enforcing disciplines such as taking things away, telling them they can't do stuff, and essentially laying down the laws of what goes on in the house alongside the biological parent. That's completely fine. Just don't put your hands on them, because a lot of parents that allow it to happen, sometimes that step parent gets a little bit too, I won't want to call it eager, but they look for a reason to do so just to put the child in some form of place that ultimately makes them more or less not just fearful, but questioning of how could their parent let this stranger put their hands on them.
Well, they don't always stay a stranger, right? Eventually, they become family.
Yeah, they become family, but there's still certain there's certain law. Not I wouldn't call it laws. There's certain unspoken rules of engaging with a child that's not yours by blood, but through marriage that shouldn't be that should be fine lined and set in place. Like if say for example I'm married to another woman and she has children, I'm not going to put my hands on her children because those are not my biological children. They're my children through marriage. So while I can enforce discipline upon them. It can't be physical discipline because they are not mine to touch. They're not mine to physically like hand out corporal punishment.
Would you help her care for them financially?
Yeah, of course.
So you wouldn't mind spending your money on them, but you don't think you should have the right to physically correct them?
I'm not gonna have. I know. That's how I see it. Because at the same time,
Jeez.
at the end of the day, it's gonna be like this. If you don't want to heed my word or follow the rules of my house, I'm not gonna kick you out. Because for the love I have for your mother, I'm gonna allow you to stay here still. But rest assured, this don't ask me for nothing if you're gonna insist on undermining my authority in the house as a parent as well. Like if you want stuff, you can go to your mama for that. But at the same time, if you need my help, I'm gonna help you. But all I ask, the bare minimum, is a certain level of respect that you give her, you give me.
All right, hold on 1 second. Let me get to the other panelists and we'll open it back up. DJ, what you think, bro?
Absolutely.
You
As a
think?
step parent that I am, I got a 17-year-old boy. He stepped out of line thinking he could talk to his mother like she one of these females off the street. I'm punching me in the face.
I love that you got straight to the point, my G. And real quick, just for the one time, just give him your age and relationship status, Bob.
I'm 35. I'm engaged.
Shout out. All right, let me get to Mocha real quick and we'll open it back up. Mocha, age and relationship status.
I'm 23 and I'm married.
Okay, what do you think? As a mother, should the step parent be able to discipline your children? And is it a thankless job?
I don't have kids, but like, if I were to have children, yeah, but to a certain extent. Like, I don't personally believe in corporal punishment, like hitting your kids. So, I would say yeah, that's fine, but just don't. As long as you're following the rules that I have and what discipline is.
I don't think does that fall under corporal punishment, or is that more like standing them in the corner or something like that? I have to look that up. But okay.
It depends. Corporal punishment.
As long as you're not like, as long as you don't hit my kids, you can discipline them. That's fine.
Would you be doing it? Would you be hitting them?
No, I don't believe in that.
So you're gonna have some like gentle parenting going on?
No, you don't have to. You can punish your children without hitting them.
So you don't think there's ever a time that warrants your hands being put across their ass?
In the sense of hitting them, no.
So if they spat you in the face, that wouldn't warrant it?
No, I would not hit my kids.
Would you spit back?
No. What?
Yeah,
I'm the parent. I'm not supposed to be acting like that.
Have you ever hit your parent before?
I've never hit. No, I would never hit my parents. I would never hit. Maybe when I was like a toddler, maybe, but no, I didn't. I've never hit them.
Oh, I would have fucking field goaled them then.
That's crazy work.
I'm not going.
Crazy
I
work.
did that
Get it. Any age. What are you talking about?
I'll say this: I was a stepchild once, and I did make the unfortunate mistake of jumping at my mom or something. My stepdad corrected that real quick. He didn't have to hit. He didn't have to swing on me. He just kind of pinned me against the wall and just told me I shouldn't be doing that shit.
Do you guys think that sometimes it's a cultural thing? Like, if you come from a certain cultural background, they're more inclined to have that reaction towards kids that are disrespectful.
100%.
I say, I wouldn't say it's more of a racial background thing. I say it's more of a environmental thing of what the parent considers to be perfectly fine with punishment. So I guess you
I
can't say it goes into their own personal background.
I just like I mean what I was taught wasn't to fear my parents, it was to fear consequences. So they didn't want me to be scared of them, they wanted me to be scared of just like in general doing something wrong and the consequences that come with it. So like whether it was disappointing them, whether it was being grounded, whether it was like, having to do yard work, like whether it doesn't matter, it's just like be afraid of the things that can happen to you when you do something wrong.
So your parents never wanted to be your consequence.
No, I mean they gave the consequence, but they weren't my consequence.
Don't you think that's better though when they are the consequence?
I mean, no, I mean, I would say that I was raised pretty good. I mean, I'm a
That's
law abiding citizen. I'm not a great, like, I understand my morals and everything. Like, I understand, like, why I got in trouble. Like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say so.
yeah,
I
So
think it's,
like my
hold
I
parents
on,
know,
hold
did.
on,
like, for
hold on, hold on.
my,
So y'all guys are gonna sit here and tell me, as a teenager, y'all wasn't rebellious against your mom
Hey,
or dad?
hey, I
yeah,
thought it
of
was
course
very.
I rebelled, but I was
Of
more
course I
scared of
was.
the shit that had, like, the consequences, not them. I mean, I
I was,
respected them. I
I was
wasn't scared of
rebellious and
But then
them.
I
again,
was
no
rebellious in
disrespect to nobody.
microdoses.
Listen, no disrespect to nobody. I'm a '90s baby. If I
Right.
disrespect any of my parents, I'm getting my ass beat. You
Right.
got
Yeah,
me 50 shades of
yeah,
fucked up.
black and blue.
And my
We call
parents
that
gotta
work.
come to me and talk to me. Hell nah, you better learn how to weave and bob. Josh, tell me if I'm lying.
Nope, you ain't never told no lie, bro. I was
Yeah,
weaving and bobbing.
That's how
yeah.
they said here talking about, nah, I never got beat. Bullshit. You just don't want to admit to yourself you got your ass whipped. Respect.
No, my
Yeah,
parents never hit. I'm sorry that you went through
mine
that, but
did.
my parents never hit me.
Mine did only when I deserved it.
All right, let me get T-bone steak in here real quick. T-bone steak, age and relationship status, please.
I am 42 and I'm married, and my wife has two teenage boys.
So you're a stepdad.
Yes,
All right, let's talk about it, Papa. What you think about it?
I think I like to slap the dog shit out of them every time they misbehave.
Amen.
Shout
Hallelujah.
out, shout out.
It's
Hey, at
these
least it
old
didn't
heads,
lie.
bro.
Them son-
I'm glad we being honest out here. Because let me tell you something. And the second part of that prompt is it a thankless job?
what job?
Being a step parent.
Is it what kind of a job you said?
A thankless
Thankless.
job. Thankless.
Thinkless, like thinking?
No,
No,
thank
thank.
you. Like there's no thank you in it. There's no appreciation.
Oh, there never will be. Nobody appreciates as a step parent. They don't appreciate what you do.
Right.
Because as
I
a
want
step
to.
parent, we
I want to
stepped
say
up to the plate that
nobody.
the sperm donor couldn't.
On my
Here's the
phone.
thing: they won't appreciate it in their youth, as young kids. But once they get older in life and they get married with their own set of kids, they will reflect back on, man, my mom's husband, he sure did a lot for me. I was ungrateful for.
Yeah, I kind of went to the military and came back home and looked at my stepdad, and I was kind of like, "Thank you," because I'm pretty sure if I didn't really meet him, and I stuck hung around my biological father, albeit
My,
our relationship was still somewhat good, I know I wouldn't have been as structured as I was.
my wife's boys, they would walk all over her, disrespect her until I came in the picture, and then I told them, first thing I told them, I'm not here to be your dad. I'm not going to try to take that role. Granted you don't talk to him, but that's another story. I said, but I will help you. I will guide you. I will give you advice. But the first time I hear you disrespect your mother in front of me, we're gonna have a very long talk.
Okay.
I don't know. I
I
mean,
think I think it's important as a step parent to set the ground rules quickly.
Yeah,
You know,
Amen.
because those kids will walk and trample all over you if you don't.
yeah, because
Yes, sir.
I've used this before. Like, you're not my father, so don't try to tell me what to do. Yeah,
That's
I've used
right.
that before. But
Well,
at the
when
end of
they
the
tried
day,
that on me, I said, "Well, why don't you ask your father to tell you to do something?" Oh, wait, you
yep,
don't talk to him.
yep. And that usually goes to is like 9 times out of 10, because you live under someone else's roof or you live on a roof that they both pay for, that person still has the authority to kick you out, albeit most times they don't do that. They simply tell you, wait until you're 18, you want to continue acting like this, you can
Mm-hmm.
go on and get out.
Also, too, like your daddy ain't paying for the clothes on your back, the food in your
Yeah.
belly, and the roof over your head.
If
That's
I were to
right.
be in a situation like this, I don't even think I'd want to like remarry until my kids were out of the house.
That is such a smart decision. You should carry your, your consequence. I agree with that. If you made the wrong
Consequences.
decision, no, because for real, like if you couldn't keep your family together, don't put your kids at risk to be in this situation. Because the thing of the matter is, like, most women want to be able to remarry again, but don't want to give the stepfather the rights of the father, even though he's doing everything else that a father would do, feeding them, clothing them, caring for them financially.
Really quick, guys,
Well,
before I go.
luckily, the person that I'm with, like, I don't think we're gonna get divorced. But like, let's say hypothetically, like, I know that we would co-parents. Like, I just don't like. I would just wait till they're adults to like remarry again.
That's a good. I think
I wouldn't
every
put
mom
that
should do that.
on.
Hey,
Yeah, I wouldn't put the pressure
I
on
got to
somebody
get
else.
going, guys, but I just want to say to the host, this by far was the best topic that I've seen on TikTok in a while. I'm so tired of this politics and transgender stuff and all that. This is a very good, civil, normal topic. Thank you for having a normal conversation today. You guys
I
have a good one.
appreciate you,
Yeah.
Pop. Yep. Thanks for coming. Yeah, no, we gotta have more this because I think on a very base level, this is something that people, who are raising children don't think about when they have to start their families over. Is like when you become a step parent, if you become a step parent, is it a thankless job? And if you're gonna be a step parent, do you want to be a step parent to kids that, don't know what appreciation is with a wife or a husband that doesn't know how to solidify your spot in the house as one of the disciplinarians, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that makes raising those kids that much harder. First of all,
Yeah.
we got to talk about the facts. Loving a kid that ain't yours is unnatural by nature. So you got to choose them every single day. And on top of that, what they got a nasty mouth and attitude for you, that don't make it don't help it none.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
because
your
this
house
is
needs to be in order before you invite somebody else in. I do believe that. I do not
Right.
yeah,
think you
and
should
I
be
can
bringing
speak from
somebody
experience
else in.
on
Your kids are freaking wild.
yeah, and I can speak on experience on this because I was a stepchild, and to this day, I look back on my actions when I was younger and realize, damn, I was really fucking shitty to my stepfather for no reason. When this person only did his best to love my mother and try to love us by extension, and all I did was really spit in his face and get angry at him because of the actions of my father, because he was here and he was someone I could take that out on, and he didn't deserve that.
He came back with the milk and your dad didn't.
Come
Oh
on
no,
now. That's a
oh yeah,
fact.
and here's
But
the thing though.
you know what though, DJ, we got to be a little bit more fair because truth of the matter is, a lot of these men don't even get told to go out for the milk. They get kicked out because the mom is unhappy. So
And
that's
the,
not a dad who's leaving. That's a dad that was left.
and the situation is this though. The situation with me getting in contact with my father, that was completely up to me too. And I just never thought to ask my mom, hey, do you still got dad's number? Oh, you do? Let me just call him up to talk to him. And the whole time she even told me, I have his number. You could have asked me. And I was
I
like,
mean,
damn.
I would say that although I agree that no parent or no woman should be making you not be able to see your kids. If you are a parent, I do think it is your responsibility to always fight for your kids. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that you should be have
Nah,
to be put in
whoa,
that position. I
whoa.
don't think you should have to be put in that position, but like no one should stop you. Like you shouldn't. That's like a cop out. You're just not a good parent if you're not
No, no,
fighting
no.
for your
I
No,
kids.
no,
honestly, to
no.
be honest, it got to be a fair fight. When you fighting an entire system that has, millions of dollars, more than you do, and stronger attorneys than you do. Yeah, there's just some fights that aren't worth fighting. When it's gonna leave you bankrupt and pretty much homeless because this woman says that you can't see a child you helped to create. At that point, fellas, go start your family again. It's so much easier for us as men to go
That's
start again than it
crazy
is for women.
work.
It
No,
ain't
yeah,
about
my
that.
thing is like,
But I think
Not
that's
in
your
those small
responsibility. It's
towns,
your
Bubba.
kid too. Like at the end of the day, you still chose to have a child. Like you
yeah,
know what
but
I
you
mean.
know
So
what
like
though? Look,
it's
I say this to I say, look, I got my 12-year-old sitting right next to me. I always ask her who would she choose. She's a smart kid. She always says, "I'm not going to choose because I want both of you," and that's what always made me fight. And I think it also helped her mother fight for us to always battle through anything we went through instead of thinking of divorce or whatnot. But I tell you what, right now, if my wife was the kind of woman that would use my pawn as a child, I would kiss my baby for the last time and I would start again on my soul. She could
LMAO.
find me when
Hey,
she's a woman on my soul. I'm not going through all that mess.
I
Imagine
I
me
mean,
would
fighting to
not.
see a kid I helped create.
I would never stop my kids from seeing, their dad unless he was like abusive. If he's not abusive, then there's no reason why you can. Even if he were to cheat on me, like I'm not gonna stop him from seeing his kids. Like you, that's fine. Like
we
that's
also got to take into
unless you're physically
consideration.
harming our children, there's no reason why you can't see them.
I mean, you also got to remember, a lot of times in the situation with custody battles and such, a lot of time the people in this situation aren't looking at this pragmatically. They're looking at it from bitterness and more volatile emotions.
And
They're
financially.
yeah, that too. They're upset, and they're upset the fact that this partner don't want to be with them, or they cheated on them, or they did this, that, or the other, and now they're using the fact that they created this new life, a child, mind you, because I was one of these children for a short minute, against each other, each parent, because there's a short period of time where you want to hang out with your dad or you want to hang out with your mom, and all you can hear or see is one parent straight up talking terrible about the other one to you, or talking about how they're not doing this or that, or how they're paying this and that, and you're not getting a cent from it. And it makes you ultimately just feel frustrated because you're stuck in the middle and you're younger. You don't have a say in the matter. It then comes to the point where this child will go out of their way 9 times out of 10 to not want to associate with either one when they're older, because their parents, once they come to realize, both their parents are acting like children, and they didn't really get a chance to actually act like a child because both their parents were too busy beefing each other and can't be in a room long enough to even just be cordial.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't agree, and I mean, I can't say that I wouldn't be bitter if I got cheated on, but I can't say that I wouldn't use my kids as leverage. Like I wouldn't do that.
Because a lot of people
Like
do
I
this.
can't say that I won't go. I can't say that I'll handle them maturely, but I will say that I will not use my kids as that. I would never do that to them. Like I think it's important for both parents to be in the child's life. So I might do everything else, and I'll leave them out of it.
Yeah,
But see, I'll be honest though.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you something. You as a female, you say that now.
Right.
But in the spur of the moment, you ain't gonna think like that, like you're thinking right now. You're gonna end up using the kids against the person.
No, that's not true. That does not always happen.
They don't. Here's the thing, though. They don't use it.
It's a character. Wait, it's a character flaw. Like if I were to already do that, that means I already don't care about my kids. Like I understand how important it is for children to have their fathers. Like that's because I care about my kids. I actually love my kids. It's not about him. It's not about giving him what he wants. It's about giving my children what they need, which is their father.
Let's check the temperature on that. Would you agree then that when a woman leaves a relationship because she's unhappy, she should just pack her things and leave the child?
Yeah, I think that if unhappiness is the reason, I would say I think he should have custody. I won't even lie to you. Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate that, because my thing is, like, most women, what they would do is they pack their things, their children's things, instead of, listen, I would respect a woman more if she said this. Let's say his name is Howard. Howard, I'm leaving you tonight. I'm packing my things and I'm going to an Airbnb. And tomorrow morning, I'll be going to the court to file for custody of our children. And I'll fight it out with you to prove that I can take them full time, Howard. But you know what? Tonight, I'm leaving alone. That would be more respectable, because then she's actually going about it the way that anybody who would want to fight for their children would do. Instead, what women do is they use the cheat code. I gave birth to them, so they should be with me, and then you fight for them. That's crazy, because the dad don't. It's not a matter of whether he loves his kids or not. You guys don't get along. It doesn't mean he doesn't love the kids and that his kids don't want to stay with him. They just choose for the child. They don't even ask the child, hey, like Olivia, Jonathan, would you want to stay with Dad? No, they just say, Olivia, Jonathan, pack your things. What?
Yeah, because
I don't even hold to believe that simply because I gave birth. I don't think that means that I should have more control over the child than you do. At the end of the day, it's both of our kids. Like it's both of our kids. Like I would ideally want a co-parent where sometimes they stay with me, sometimes they stay with you. If that can't happen, if I got cheated on, I won't even lie to you. You can keep them kids. I'm out, bro. Like I'll see them sometimes. Like I'm not trying to go through all the freaking.
Yeah, because I know
your hormones are gonna be all over the place too with that. Once you get birth, your hormones ain't the same. All that shit changes. You get depressed. You go through a whole bunch of BS.
Nothing that Vegas can't change.
Yeah, because I know a few folks that have done that, and when they start a whole new family, their kids by that other person finds out they have siblings, and it is a total mess. Because
I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't start a whole other family and just neglect my kids. I would just say like, I'm gonna live my life. You want them kids? You want to take you got it, bro. I'm gonna live my life. I'll see them still. Like I'm still their mom, but hey, if you want to have them, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, because I know a few folks that straight up like they started over, like they they went from one state to another, started a whole new family and everything.
That's what Josh would do. That's what he said.
Hey, look, I'm telling you right now, if she ever used that kid as leverage,
come over and they realize, who are you? Like, oh, that's my dad. It's like, no, that's my dad. It's like, what you talking about?
And I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not saying I wouldn't be, boohoo crying and in the crib by myself. I'll be, I miss my baby. But after like a week, it'll get a little bit better. A week after that, a little bit more better. And once I'm good, once I ain't boohoo crying, oh, I'll see her when she turn 18, I guess.
I guess it's crazy. You ain't
Like, I
shit.
Hey,
guess.
Josh, I'm the prime example, bro. I'm the 4 for 4. I started 4 times, nigga.
Bro, I'm not gonna hold you. You are a nomad, bro. I don't seen you drift where the wind takes you, my G.
The wind
Well, you
takes you
have
in
4
so many
different
ways.
families.
I got 4 baby mothers and 4 kids.
Ah,
That man is
see,
man
this is
is
the shit that I'm.
different.
Now this is a little crazy. Like, what are
Hey,
you
no,
talking about?
but hold
I
on.
mean,
I
I'm
started at 19 years old. Ain't none of y'all got kids, so I started young. I was young, dumb, and full of cum.
yeah.
I'm stealing that. I'm stealing that. But I'm so glad I don't have children right now. Oh my
My
god.
pops was like that too. I have three potential. The third one's a potential older brothers. And I got a whole bunch of younger siblings under me, all different mothers, except for one that I share with my sister through my sister, because we both got the same pops. But all my younger was by my pops, and every now and then we all meet up with each other, and we just like, damn, we really could end up living under the same roof if
Y'all
dad
just
just
meet
kept it.
up and beat
That's
on them.
Nah, you see, that's the
that's
Hold
thing.
on,
just
Like,
my
Sawdust, real
fears. I
quick.
can't
Age,
be a baby
hold on,
mama.
y'all. Sawdust, age and relationship status, bro.
27.
What's your relationship status?
Relationship status.
Yeah. Are you in
Um.
one, out of one?
married,
Oh
single.
no, yeah, no, yeah, I'm single.
Okay. All right. So, do you think a step parent should be able to discipline your children? And do you think that being a step parent is a thankless job?
I think if they're misbehaving, then yeah, right. I
Okay.
think that's pretty obvious.
Let them kids.
What was the second part of that?
And then, do you think that being a step parent is a thankless job?
A thankless.
Thankless, right? Thankless.
I mean, it depends on what their intentions are.
As the step parent, you mean?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, being a
Let's.
parent overall is a very thankless job because 9 times out of 10, some
I
children
know that shit
grow
is
up to
right.
love their parents,
You never
but
told
then
no
you get
lie.
yeah,
Shit,
because
being the actual parent is a thankless job. Imagine
yeah,
the step parent.
because I know some folks that hate their parents so much that if they were on fire, they say I wouldn't even waste spit on them.
Nah, we're gonna go get
Most of
some.
those times are the ones who got freaking beat on as a kid. Yeah, I'm like, if my parents were the type to hit me, man, yeah, they would literally be dying alone in the freaking old people home. I would never see them
You
again. Are
see,
you
I can,
kidding me?
you
Oh,
see,
damn, that's cold.
unfortunately,
That's cold.
I
and
wouldn't
I've
even
always
attend their funeral, let alone pay for it. Hell no.
damn,
Oh, what the hell?
But luckily, my parents are not like that, so they get the world.
yeah,
Yeah, your shit list is thick. I'm not gonna hold you. She's
No,
like,
yeah,
I
because
don't.
there ain't no
I
way to
don't.
come back off the
I
list.
couldn't. Like, I don't think I could. Because, like, I have my cousin, right? My cousin, her parents, would do that, and she doesn't talk to them at all. I think her mom has cancer, and she doesn't talk to her. Like, she doesn't care. She's living her life, the best life.
I think that it's a tough subject because I've definitely had my reservations with some of the things, some of the techniques that my mom would use. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I can't say that it wasn't a part of why I became a better
who you
parent,
are.
first of all, second of all, and a better human. I understand that her methods probably weren't the most conventional, but at the end, they worked.
Yeah, because I always say it's a situation of how you are raised and who is raising you. Because rest assured, people like to put the roles of the father is meant to be the disciplinarian while the mother's meant to be the nurturer. But in my personal opinion, I feel like they can split that 50-50, and the father can be both nurturing and the disciplinarian, and safe from the mother being nurturing and the disciplinarian. Because
Mhm.
when you just dedicate one role to the other, you're gonna 9 times out of 10
Jojo, what up,
have a
Gil?
lot of association with it. People are gonna associate a lot of the bad stuff with the father because I want to be with mom because mom's always loving me. She doesn't spank me. She doesn't do this. She'll call
Thank
and
you,
love me.
Adrian. I'm
And
sorry, guys. I'm just thinking the ones
oh
in the
yeah,
chat sending the heart meets. Go
oh yeah,
ahead.
you good. And then you get the father who's the disciplinarian. He's the tougher hand. He's the firmer hand that kind of ruins the fun. He doesn't make all the situations the funnest because when you apply you put the disciplinarian with the nurturer. 9 times out of 10, people don't like discipline. People like to be free. They like to do what they want to do. So they're going to cling to the nurturer opposed to the disciplinarian, who's only the disciplinarian because the mother wants to be the nurturer and the father is only trying to make sure they're set up to be on the right path in life when they are an adult.
Well, I always told I raised two kids that were not of my loins, right? And one biologically mine. I always told them, if you listen, don't make me have to enforce, the will of a parent upon you. Be on top of your shit so I don't have to be on top of you. I
Mm-hmm.
gave them all the space and opportunity to be on top of themselves. But most of the time you had to, because they're kids. They push the envelope, they try and get away with what they can. And so they made me do my job. But at the end of the day, they always had you could always choose to do the right thing. And I think that sometimes kids will choose the wrong thing because it's easier, right? It is easy. It's easy not to be, on top of your chores or to be home on time when you say you will. But at that point, you got to accept the consequences that come with your choice.
Yeah, because I also said there were times I was stubborn and hard headed, where I just, because there were times I was younger, I forgot stuff, or I just didn't do stuff because I didn't feel like doing it at the moment. And my stepdad puts it like this: if you can't do what I ask of you, don't ask me for anything.
Mm-hmm.
And that was,
Reasonable.
and he stuck to those words. If I didn't do the dishes, I didn't do my responsibilities in the house, I didn't bring in good grades, or like that. While he would do what was necessary, he wouldn't go further than that because I still wasn't doing what he required of me.
Right.
And he always made sure that he applied this rule to me: I will do right by you as long as you do right by me. Which means if you come with with your ass on your shoulders and you want to act like you run the house, and you go out and you do wrong, don't expect me to stick up for you, because I'll do the bare minimum because I love your mother. But rest assured, if you want to go out into the world and do wrong, you cannot expect me or anyone to defend you.
Reasonable. All right, Stardust. Age and relationship status, real quick.
I'm I'm sorry, can you say that one more time, please?
What's your age and relationship status?
Oh, okay. 35 and currently right now separated.
Okay. As a mother, should the step parent be able to discipline your children? And do you think that being a step parent is a thankless job? Thankless job.
I believe that a step parent should have that right to discipline. There's healthy versions of discipline, right? And then also, no, it's definitely a thing. You have to think when you are a step parent.
But do you feel that it's a thankless job? Like they're not appreciated the way they should be?
In some regards, but it also depends on how the parent directs the child, right? So again, if you go into something and you're not forewarning that child of what they're about to step into, they're just coming in it any kind of way, then of course they're going to be misguided, right? So you're supposed to teach
Shout out,
them,
Mocha.
correct
Appreciate the
them,
heartbeat.
and inform them on what's to be expected, understand their feelings as well, because children do have different perspectives, right? Different perceptions, right? So I think healthy conversations make healthy relationships on all levels.
Okay. Finesse. Age and relationship status, please. 35 and married. Saw the face, heard the voice, made the choice. It's your boy Finesse. I know it's not who hurt you. I'm blessed to be me. I want the best for you, believe me. But shorty, you gotta take a moment and finesse it easy. As a mother, should the step parent be able to discipline your children? Hold on, wait, I'm getting a phone call. Pass me real quick. Hold on. Damn, it must be his baby mom's calling him, telling him the child support is due. My soul.
Oh
She's like, shorty, where my child support check?
no. I would say for me, like I was more afraid of hurting my mom and just.
You paid that child support quick. Yep. Back. All right. So now look, step parent to be okay. So as a mother, should the step parent be able to discipline you? Most certainly. And if the step parent is not able to be a parent all the way, then you shouldn't be seeking a step parent for your children. That's it. So basically, they should get back with the man or woman they had the babies with. Right. Exactly. You should get back with the man that you had the child with and stop playing around with your bastard children. They're not pawns. Okay? Your children are not ways to get money out of one man while you try to get fucked by another one. Ooh. That's not what it's about. Okay? Damn.
Well,
that's what it comes down to. A lot of these women just want to get their guts filled up and transported to a different dimension by Tyrone while they got, Wally paying all the other child support. Shout out, chat, for meeting the gift. Go, appreciate y'all. Yeah.
Transported to another dimension is crazy.
Yeah. All right, let me get Jen.
Flip that to a man's perspective.
Hold on, Squid. Let me get was it 10 Stitch or Jen Stitches?
Yep.
Can I get your age and relationship status, please?
39, divorced.
Oh boy, you said that. Do you miss him or what?
Fuck no.
Okay. As a mother, should the step parent be able to discipline your children? And do you think that being a step parent is a thankless job?
Well, if you've got kids and you're going to date someone, you better make sure you've got similar parenting techniques and you agree on certain things. So, like, because you'd be pretty stupid to date someone not knowing what their techniques might be like and then let them around your child. That's kind of a stupid thing to do.
I agree.
So, like, just maybe don't date someone if you haven't had the discussion of how to treat children. Because they might not be suited for the job. It might be too overwhelming for them.
Right.
They could be really good. Who knows? But if you don't have the discussion, why are they the step parent? You get me?
I do, and I actually agree highly with you that it's not so much of a harsh judgment against the person who's trying to do this thing. It's as a mother or father of those children. When you're bringing another person in, you should be discerning whether or not they have the patience, the temperament that it takes to raise children. And like you said, if they are willing to, if you guys are co-aligned on how to rear and raise those children. So if you don't do your research about the human and you only fell in lust with this person, you let them around your kids, you get what you get and you can't get upset.
Yeah. Like, do you mind if I give you an example of the other way around? So when I bought my house, I was dating a guy.
Let me tell you why I mind, man. Let me tell you why I mind. I mind you giving any advice because you're a divorced woman, okay? That means that you also have part in divorcing that husband, correct?
That's a completely different situation. But I was going to
no
talk
different
about...
situation. No, whoa, hold on. Now, listen, let me tell you something. The man you were with didn't know how to put his foot down and tell you when to shut the fuck up. Here I'm letting you know. I asked you a question. That's the one you're going to answer. And if you can't do that, keep it moving.
Repeat the question for me.
The question is this, okay? When you were married to the man that you were married to, right? Did you not have choice in whether or not you wanted to be married? Did you not accept or deny that? You had choice of that, right?
Yeah, so based on the information, and we've all been here, based on the information that he gave me, and people know this happens, people put an act on. But
Yeah,
I
right.
got sick. When I got sick, he became abusive. But what I was going to talk about was
Well, wait, hold on one second.
fathers.
Wait. I get it. Wait. 1 second. But did you ever take this man to a man in your life that had wisdom, experience, and discernment to vet the man for you, to risk mitigate for you? Or did you just select this man for yourself?
So we had similar goals and interests. And
right.
I don't have kids and he doesn't have kids. So So he was someone that when I got with him, after all the conversations we had, we planned on having kids. And then when I got sick, he got quite violent. So I had to
You know
end
why?
that.
You know, that doesn't even make much sense. But you know why that happened to you in the first place? Because see, that's what happens when women try to vet men. What they do instead, because you're not trained, you're not set, you're not apt to select.
Wow,
men,
you are such a dumb cunt. I was sick and he got violent.
I know. I know. What happened was you didn't sniff that out because you were even more of a dumb cunt. And that's what happens is when you're not apt. You're not apt, right? As a sick cunt.
When I bought my house when I was
men.
24, I had
Did
a
your
male...
house heal your sick cunt? No.
Yeah,
Did your
did.
house save your marriage?
This is
No.
awful. Y'all leave.
The equity that I developed by owning my property actually paid for my medical needs, so I'm fine now without that piece of shit in my life. Now, before I bought the house, the boyfriend I had was a single father, and he expected me to raise his kid without ever having a discussion about it. And I kicked him to the curb, because I'm not going to let a parent do that to their child. You can't dump your child on someone. That's bad behavior.
Bad behavior. You can't dump a child on someone. It sounds like you lack maternal instinct, and that's pretty obvious because you selected for yourself, you dumb cunt. A man would beat the shit out of you.
Do you understand that cunt's not insulting when you're Australian?
Monday night.
Are your parents related? Because I think they are.
Wait, Jim, I'm not gonna lie. Jim's kind of
Me and my
biased.
$2.3 million of equity are doing quite fine without any children. And if you were nice to me, you could have fucked me and taken half. But unfortunately, you're being a sexist piece of shit.
That's like $2 in my world. Let me ask you a question though. You dumb
Ooh,
cunt.
do you smoke that much
what
crack? Do you
happens?
smoke $10,000 a
Here's what
crack a
happens.
month?
Wait,
I
Jim,
know,
it's
I
kind
know,
of
I
funny.
know, I know.
Yeah.
I know
Man.
I'm making points because I've got more money, more equity. I thought about my life. I
Man.
bought my house when I was 24, and I refuse to have kids with a fucking loser like you that likes to yell at women and be right. Like, you don't know shit about financing, cunt.
Hold on, Finesse.
And
You gotta echo, Finesse.
you straight up started verbally abusing me because I have an ex-husband, and I told you he got violent with me. You know about statistics. I got sick. I had cancer. He got violent with me for having cancer. So how am I in the wrong for that?
Can I ask you? Wait, hold on, Finesse. You got feedback. Jen.
Nah, suck my dick, faggot. I'll come back when you're gone.
Oh shit, I like her. Hold on, I'm not gonna lie. She was not hearing it. She was not hearing. She was not hearing that. She was not hearing.
Wow, she said to suck her dick.
That's a nasty, smelly little nasty cunt dick she had right there. I'll tell you that much.
That's why I said what I said. Welcome to Monday Night Raw, fucking with
Oh my
Vanessa and
God,
Josh.
she was not
That should
having
be your
it.
next shit. The next topic is welcome to Monday Raw on Monday.
Wow, that was wild work. Oh my God.
I want to let you know that right there, what you heard, is most likely the reason why she was getting uppercutted and chokeslammed, because her mouth is
That's
just dirty.
crazy.
That's wild work.
Wow. All right, Brandon, age and relationship status real quick.
Oh, I'm 44 in the relationship.
Okay. Should a step parent be able to discipline your children? And do you think that being a step parent is a thankless job?
Is a thankless job?
Thankless, right. No appreciation.
Yeah, there's no appreciation in that. You shouldn't even be looking for it. But I think a step parent should be able to discipline. If he's there to protect and provide for them, why can't he discipline?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you a little bit of pushback. I think that being a step parent should be like fully. Do you understand what that
You
that
get
means? I'm
full
taking.
access. You
Hold on.
taking care of mine.
Hold on, let me land this. That means that I'm taking your corrupted data, right? And I'm raising up that corrupted data in place of you. And I want more than a thank you. When these kids start being of age to work, they better start paying some fucking bills. Food better be put in the house. I mean, you better thank me seriously, because the years that you couldn't work, I was feeding you, clothing you. I ain't got to do that shit.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. You only did it. You only did it because you love the mama.
Well, no, but I only did it because the access to the pussy. You gotta keep that.
Y'all ain't shit, bro.
But you still had love for the mama at one point.
Yeah, I had some love for her till she got in the way of parenting shit. See, that's the thing too. Is like that love go away when you start getting in the way of progress.
Yeah.
Imagine you teaching these kids about the world, and she come up there with them's my kids. It wasn't yours when we was at TGIF Fridays.
Well, don't expect me to pay for nothing.
I know that's right. The
Make sure that daddy got it.
They was watching Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon.
I don't buy school clothes. I don't. If that's the problem, if I can't discipline them and tell them what goes on in this household, don't look for me to buy no school clothes, no shoes, no
that's right.
Nothing.
Let me go ahead and tell my wife she owes me some child support. Wife, you owe me some child support money for raising these kids.
I don't know, like the whole child support situation, I only think that if you do get child support, it should go on a card that is monitored to make sure that everything's going to the kid. And most importantly, I don't know, but y'all's delivery is really fucked up. I ain't gonna hold you. Corrupted data is absolutely wild.
I mean, it is kind of like a started game that didn't finish, don't you think?
I mean, yeah, but it's just like, if you're not gonna, in my opinion, if you, as a parent, like if I were to have kids, I don't expect anything from them except for to be like law-abiding citizens. Like if they want to do something for me in the future, if they want to give me a house, that's up to them. But like I'm not expecting it. Like I want them to be able to survive when I'm not here.
Why are we the only animals in the animal kingdom that don't work as a unit? Lions work together. fucking ants work together, bonobo apes work together. That's our closest relative. Why don't we
It's
work
ego.
together? Why are we saying we
It's
shouldn't
ego.
require kids to look after us and to contribute to the house? Aren't we a unit?
I don't. It's just that I don't believe because they didn't ask to be here.
Neither did
Like
I,
you're
but my
not.
ass is here.
No,
I
no,
get
no,
it, but
no.
like
This
I
is
mean I
the
think
new
if you
thing.
raise your kids correctly and
Say this
you
is the
are a
new
good
thing.
parent, naturally your kids are gonna want to do things for you. It's not
If
even
you
but
teach
like
your,
if
if you teach
go
your
ahead, my bad.
kids, I'm saying if you teach your kids, you raise them right, your kids gonna clean up the house and you ain't got to tell them twice. You know what I'm saying?
That's
But
right.
once you baby them and make them your friend, that's when they disrespect you.
I wouldn't say that. I think there's a way of. I wouldn't. I mean, I don't think your parent will ever be your friend, but I think you can have a fun relationship with your parent without forgetting that they're authority. Like as long as you don't take advantage of that, then I don't think you have an issue. Like
All right.
I like to say that my mom is my best friend, but like I don't actually talk to her. Like I wouldn't. I still understand that's my mother. Like I still understand
Let me ask you
boundaries.
this: you tried it to see how far you could go with your mama once before, right?
I did. You're right. I did. I did.
All right, that's what.
I mean, but that's normal. That always happens. I mean, they're gonna test the waters.
Huh?
I mean, so yeah, as long as your parent
No.
enforces,
Look,
authority.
look. When I
That's the
grew up,
worst in
I
the wrong way.
was
You're gonna get your ass beat.
scared of my parents. I was
DJ, I ain't
terrified of
even
my
listening to you.
parents.
Listen,
I
it's
was
called even Bob. That's how I learned.
I was terrified of my parents.
Listen,
Even
no bullshit. I had to be inside before the street light came on my mom was yelling my name out the window.
yeah.
And my two brothers right
That
here
was
can
a
tell
fucking
you.
fact. That's the truth. Not for nothing. She screamed his name so loud the hood heard her.
Yeah.
Jay! No!
Yeah, we
The
wasn't home
worst
for
thing
them
that
like
used to
them.
happen is my mom used to go up to the school and she used to literally, like, if I was acting up at school, she would have me stand up there in front of my class, and she would discipline me there. Like, she wouldn't hit me, but she would embarrass me. I hated that shit, man. Oh hell no.
And that made you act right, eh?
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was afraid of the
All right,
consequence, not
see
necessarily her.
what I'm saying? Hey, this is what goes on in the world right now. Nobody is ashamed of nothing no more.
I would actually argue, I think that's just because, like, it's the resentment. Like, from a lot of the people that I talk to my age, they resent their parents because of, like, the way that they would hit them for any little thing.
I'm
I know that,
glad my
like,
parents did that because I would have
I
turned
don't.
out.
Apparently I heard there's a right way to do it, although I disagree with that. But like you have to also understand that there are some parents who will just hit their kids for anything, like anything.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that.
Like
But
that's doing too much. Like for example, like if they were like a little too hyper, they're gonna whoop them. Like what?
but there's another thing, they had never had a book on how to be a parent. We just wing it out.
Yeah, it's the older generation. It's the old heads.
You just figure it out.
She's saying that because she's still a baby.
Oh,
Yeah, y'all are.
I'm saying this before I let you go out in this community and hurt a family. I'm gonna chastise you myself
That's the part they miss.
because I hate to
It's
be my son to be the monster.
right. That's the part they miss. When we're hard on you, it's not because we try not to love you. It's because we love you. We the hardest on you.
Well, my brother growing up, I remember my brother had a point where he was a little bit of aggressive. He would never like hit like my parents, but like he was becoming aggressive. So what my dad did, my dad used to like, I guess in a way, healthy fight him. Like they used to go to the boxing ring, and he taught him like discipline there and how to channel his aggression and stuff like that, which helped him. Because now my brother, he's a like when he, I guess for a hobby, he likes to go to the UFC and fight.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't do that. You're just gonna end up whooping your kids and not channeling that aggression somewhere else. Because like I feel like people forget that some people do have an aggressive personality, and it's about handling it in a healthy way. Like what
Nah,
is
if
it,
you
John Jones? I think John Jones said that he's a bad person trying to be good. I think that was actually a really good quote because he's aware of who he is. He's aware of who he could be, and that's why he's deciding to be in the UFC to fight. So he doesn't do anything wrong.
yeah, yeah. And that's what you gotta understand. Cause I know at one point of time, me growing up as a boy, I know I was a terrible. A lot of people they couldn't even hang with me.
You don't have to like mix it in, right? You just have to spray it on it.
So I already know that.
Yeah, I know for me, like, I can be, I don't want to say, I would say selfish in the sense of like, if you're not someone I care about, then I don't care. So that's something I gotta work on, being more empathetic to people that I don't know. Which is why I can never be a step parent, because if it's not my kid, I ain't doing shit for them.
Nah, don't never say nothing like that.
Nah, if it's not my child, like in my opinion, like I don't know if you guys saw the scenario with the dad who only brought his kid food, and there was like 3 other kids in the house, but he only got his kid food. I'm on his side. Yeah, I'm not paying for anything that's not my child. Oh well,
Nah, you're a
they
bad
ain't my
person if
kids.
you think like that.
Nah, they ain't
Kid,
my. I'm
kid,
so there's no. I think that that's a way that
look.
like women will try
All
to take
right, check
advantage
this
of a
out.
dude.
All
Like
right,
that is not his
check this
kid.
out. You know, all right. So you rather put hate in between brothers and sisters when they growing up.
I'm
That's
not
what you.
putting hate
That's
there. That's the mom dude. You're the one that decided, or
no
the dad. That
you.
you're the one that decided to have all of these kids with different people.
No.
That's not
Take
my
this out
That's
though.
all
obligation.
dry
But
boy.
check this out though. When you bring that child just food for him, he gotta go sit there and eat that in front of his brothers. You know the animosity gonna come between that.
All
Now
right, you're
you
right.
ain't
I'll
gonna
just
be
take my
there.
kid out,
So
and I'll take my
so
kid away from them while I do that. Then you're right.
and how can you do that? If you only could just bring them food, this is what the problem gonna cause. His brothers are gonna start beating him up then.
No, they ain't, because I'm gonna have
How
my
you
kid
don't know?
strapped in at that
You is
point.
not you, ma'am. I'm trying to tell you this
Shout
coming
out,
from
James.
boys. This coming from boys, young boys. I was a young boy at one time. I guarantee you, if my daddy did something more for me than my other brothers, yes, it's gonna be animosity in that house.
That's true. You got that favoritism is real.
I
And,
wouldn't.
and, and guess
I
what?
get it,
It's
but
gonna
like
be
I just
blows
it's not
being
my
thrown.
responsibility. I ain't got the funds to care for 4 kids that are not mine.
But you know what
Man,
though? But
twenty
I gotta
dollars.
stand by.
Check
I
this
got
out. Check this out. Check this out. I could go get 3 pieces right now from Domino's that don't even call me $20. So
That's
you don't
not
think
my
I could feed
kids.
5 kids with that?
well,
That's
you know
not
what
my
though? You
kids.
know what though, Mocha? I think that comes from also too like it. I'll say this as a man who raised kids that weren't his. When the woman loves you correctly, right? You have no problem wanting to help her and hers, if that makes sense. It's when she doesn't love you correctly, she doesn't respect. And when I say love, I mean respect, because that's what men equate love to, respect. So when a
Respect,
man
yeah.
doesn't feel respected by a woman that he's raising children with, he's not going to go above and beyond. Just like you felt that way, he's not going to go above and beyond for children that aren't his. But when a woman knows how to respect a man and how to make him feel appreciated, even listen, even under the smallest things, if this man went out there and like Brandon was saying, brought 3 pizzas hot and ready from Little Caesars, when he walked through that door, you should be the first one like a puppy dog with your tail wagging. Baby, you came and brought home that. Oh my goodness, boy, girl, we gonna eat. I love you, baby. You should be showing admiration because see, for you, that's a small 30-second theatrical moment, but for him, that meant everything.
I know. It's just, I mean, let's. If you're talking about if I was a step, I mean, if I were to take that responsibility on, well, then yes. I'm talking about the situations where they're no longer together. Like, meaning I have a kid. Like, let's say, for example, me and my husband had a kid, we get divorced, and he has like 4 other kids, and I'm only doing stuff for my child.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing anything for things that are not my kids. Like, but unless I agreed to be the step parent, which
Nah, I'm
no.
saying this. If you ain't gonna do that for the kids, don't do it for yours while they
What
there.
you mean
Oh
by
well,
that?
I
See,
don't know
this is
about
where I
that,
can't.
Brandon. Listen, I'll
See,
say
see,
this.
No,
see. Now
no,
you see
no.
what I'm
Check
talking
this
about,
out. All
Josh,
right.
right?
So
No.
all
Nah,
right.
that's
Check this
crazy.
out. Check this out. So if my child live with me full time, all right, and go by his mama on the weekend, and he
Uh
got
huh.
2 other brothers there, and if he called me for some McDonald's or something like that, I'm not gonna just stop and bring him some McDonald's and not bring his brothers no
I
McDonald's. No,
understand what you're
I'm
saying.
not
I
doing
get
that.
it. I
I'll
get it.
wait till he come home and I'll take you to McDonald's when you come home.
And that's fair, but you know what? That is that is the position of your heart. There's nothing wrong with that. But what she's saying, it really isn't. It really isn't. She's not in the wrong for saying that. Truth of the matter is, I've seen women take the child support that the father's giving them for a child that they share, and it's supposed to be for, like, let's say a PS5. She's taking that and she's using that on all the other gifts for Christmas instead of the money it was intended to go to. Now that is diabolical.
Exactly. You know
Who
how
she
mad
to
I
use
would.
that
Yeah,
money?
no.
Right, you don't use that money to your discretion when that man made it clear what that money was for. And now listen, that little boy or girl can choose to share the second player controller with their brother or sister, but you can't make him pay for the PS5 for all three of them just because that's the way you see fit. Holy shit. And I'm not saying that's what you're saying, Brandon. All I'm saying is I've seen mothers do this. That if one can't have, well, I guess this 250 is the funds for the rest of Christmas. This man worked his ass off to provide that for his child that y'all share. He shouldn't have
Nah.
to pay for your Christmas, what goes under your Christmas tree for all your kids with them Pookies and Ray Rays you had them with.
Yeah.
So in that regard, I understand what Mocha's saying.
This is what I was saying. See, like, all right, so my daughter is the oldest sibling. You know what I'm saying? She got two, a little sister and a little brother. So whatever she was like, Dad, can you bring me and my sister and my brother and them something to eat? And you know what? Yeah, I got y'all. I got $20. You know what I'm saying? I'm spending $20 on any and everything. I'm buying alcohol. I'm smoking cigarettes. I'm doing that.
I
You know what I'm
understand.
saying? So
I
if I'm
understand.
if I'm just spending that on something that I could throw away, why not do that, man? Them kids ain't never
You're
asked for
nicer
nothing.
than
You
me.
know what I'm
But that's
saying?
okay. I don't have empathy. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's
You
just a
need
me
to
thing, but
have
I
it.
No,
can't.
Mocha. You know what, Mocha? It's not just a you thing. Because listen, look.
Bye, can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on 1 second, Vanessa. I've been raising kids together with my wife for 14 years, okay? When I got with her son was just turning 2 and her daughter just turning 4, okay? We had a child together in the mix of that. And now today, the children, 17 and 19, my child with her, 12, okay? There were times, Mocha, all right? I would buy my daughter an iPad with the engraving, the laser engraving and everything. And my wife would look at me crazy because that was the most expensive gift under the tree. But I said, let me ask you something. You still see gifts with their names on it, don't you? She said, yeah, but I said, no, but. Because the only reason why they have a gift with their name on it is because I provided it. Where's their father's gifts?
You about to get me tight. You about to make me
You know,
go.
so no,
I
but
mean, I
it
agree.
took a while, Mocha. It took a while for her to understand that you may feel like I'm doing the bare minimum for your kids, but you know what? The bare minimum for me is the bare maximum because why isn't their father providing for them a gift under the
But
tree?
my thing is, how she got the nerve? So then, you know what, bitch? Get
Oh.
off your ass and do for the kid that you made, bitch.
Maybe I don't agree with the bitch part, but I agree with what Vanessa's saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I was in a position like that, I wouldn't have kids that I can't afford. Like, that's the thing. I would not have children that I cannot afford. Like, if
Right.
I was in a position to where, my ex-husband was to get something for his kids and my kids are like, oh, I want that too. Okay, I can afford it. I'll go get you McDonald's too right now so you don't feel left out. But that's not his responsibility to do that for kids that are not his. I just can't get behind that. If it's not your kid, no one has to do anything for them, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm like, so especially if you're not gonna listen, especially if you're in a situation where it's like these my kids when it's time to discipline them, but they're not your kids when it's time for Christmas. Girl, you better look saddle that shit in, cause you wasn't talking
That's
like that every other
I
month
agree.
besides December.
I got kicked off of a panel. It was a panel of a bunch of women, but like I was up there and they were talking about, oh, would you get like if you brought McDonald's for your kid, like would you get it for the other kids that are not yours? I was like, at the end of the day, like that is not his responsibility to do that. They fucking kicked me off. I was like, I don't understand like why you feel the need to make someone do something for somebody that's not their child. Like that's not what he signed up for. That's not
Watch
what
this.
he agreed to.
Watch this, Mocha. Finesse. You there, bro? Come off mute real quick. If you're there, Finesse. Finesse. Remember that time we was talking about I went and got Starbucks for me and Filaire, right?
Hold
And
on, make sure to give me barbecue sauce ketchup on it all over it. And then also tell him to get a side of mojito, okay?
this man is out here. Okay.
Go ahead, my bad, go ahead.
So remember that time we were talking on the phone, right? Me and you. And I said, oh yeah, I'm coming home with some Starbucks for me and for Lair, right? And you was like, well, you're not about to get the other kids. And I said, no, because that's not my issue. Okay, my daughter's out with me. I'm getting who's out with me. They're home. They could make something in the house. And Remember when you made the argument for Aracelis, and she, right when you was making the argument for her, she went and said the most disrespectful shit.
Oh yeah.
This man was basically Mocha was arguing in favor for her. Okay, she turned it on him so quick, and I guess she must have misheard him. But the way that she turned on him so quick, and I was like, you see why I don't do shit for them? That's exactly why I don't do shit for them. Because they will look at you in your face, take what you give them, and then spite you behind your back.
Yeah, that's why it's like I think a lot of people are just, like I said, selfish, and like I have to, agree when it comes to like what women do. They do it because they don't want to take accountability for the fact that you shouldn't have had all these kids. You
Right.
could not afford all these kids. Like in my opinion, you shouldn't have children unless you can solely afford them. So even if you're married, even if you're like, you should be able to take care of your kids if that person's not there. That is
Oh yeah.
my belief.
I've seen
Like
them.
I'm not gonna have kids that I know that I can't afford.
Mocha, I've
You know,
seen them do this.
Mocha.
Look, wait, real quick, finesse, because this is really happening. Look, I've seen these kids. Look, I had to make sure they understood at a certain age you got to work, right, Mocha? So
Yeah.
when they both were able to work, they both got summer jobs. Okay, I've seen these kids come home with $975 checks, and outside of what they were required to give, which was $200 for some food to put in the fridge for them. Outside of that, do you think they ever asked if me and their mother wanted something from outside to eat or no? They went and blew $500, threw it out the window. Okay,
Yeah, I'm not
absolutely
gonna
threw
lie,
it
I've
out the
done that
window.
too.
So, and this is what people who say, oh, you should love those kids like your own. Fuck that. They don't even love themselves enough to spend their money wisely. You expect me to you can't put that into them, Mocha. Let me tell you something. It don't matter how much you raise them. If they're not of you, they're not like you, and they won't get it. At the end of the day, these kids need to learn how to navigate this world, and they got paid on a Friday. By Friday afternoon, they were broke.
No, I didn't. No, and the thing is, I did the same thing at a certain age. I had went to college early when I was 17, just because my birthday's a little late. And yeah, I splurged all the money that I had saved up, and yep, my mom and dad did not help me. I was like, yeah, like they were like, that was on you. We raised you to not do that. You have your own money. Like at a certain age, you do have to teach children to learn how to do things on their own. Like you have to start letting the world consequence them. You're gonna have to let them get a taste of that. Because after that, yeah, I've been so strict
Thank
on
God you
budgeting.
understood that lesson. Because you know what I got? Yeah, but I mean, like, why can't you just get something from me because you're outside? Listen, some of these kids are delusional. They think they can blow through all their money and then come back to the HQ bank. No, bro. Listen, my job as a parent, I hope y'all are hearing me down there in the comment section. My job as a parent is to run the fuck out of jobs as quick as possible. That means when you got money, I ain't paying for your shit no more. Okay, you pay for your clothes. If I've taught you how to spend money and you do the opposite of what I taught you, that's your fucking problem. Once I teach you how to cook, I ain't cooking for your ass no more. If I teach you how to budget, you should be budgeting. Look, I'm trying to run out of jobs because Josh been a father too fucking long. I'm not about to forget me, okay? Some
I
people be so
agree.
lost in being parents, they forget their own fucking identity. That will never be me. You know what I do? Mocha, look, I take myself out on a date, okay? I take myself to a matinee movie. I
As
take
you
care of
should.
Josh.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because if my mentor ain't right, you motherfuckers is going straight to hell. So that's what I tell people. When it comes time to raise these kids, don't you get lost in being their mommy and daddy. You better make sure you raising them to understand money, the value of money, and how to utilize money. If they don't take from it, you say fuck it and walk your own way.
No, I agree. The biggest thing that you shouldn't do is enable your kids. Like that's what my parents don't do. Like my parents have money, but like they don't. The only time that I could see my parents ever helping me out is if I'm truly in a situation that was like unpreventable. Like even other than that, they wouldn't. No, like no. Anything that they do for me is a privilege now, not because they have to. Like they. If I go home, to visit them and my mom wants to cook for me, I 100% appreciate that because I know how to cook. I cook very well. So if she's doing that, that's just because she wants to. You know what I mean? Not because she has to. She doesn't have
Right.
to do
And,
anything
and
for
that
me
and that's
anymore.
and that's how you know it's love. Because there's no requirement, there's no expectation. It's just this is my heart posture. Here's yours. Like I read this book as a kid. Okay, you can still find this book everywhere, y'all. It's by Timothy Ayala. One Foot Now the Other. Okay, and this book he wrote was a children's book. He wrote about being a child and his father helping him through life, and then his father getting old and walking from 2 legs to 3, meaning he held the cane, and then he took care of his father when he was too old to take care of himself. Now, in a perfect world, your kids would do that for you. But today, in 2026, these motherfuckers don't even call you to say hi. You good? Still breathing?
And you know what? It's because there is a time where we get lost in learning things for life. I know that we should check in. I do. But there might be times where like we're getting, and not even that, maybe we're ashamed of the stuff that we're doing too. Like I'll be honest, maybe we're not in a position to where I can bring myself to my parents and say that I'm proud of the decisions that I'm making. So sometimes I just stay quiet. I'm like, let me go through this on my own, especially like with my dad. I would never ask my dad for money because I'm married. So if I were to ever do something like that, my dad would look at my husband and be like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, why is she coming to me?
Let me say this, Mocha, as a father, right? And as a human, I've always been this kind of person, but more so because of being a father. And I've always told them, like my 19-year-old now, she's out. She's with her father in the city now. And he's got to do his part. I did 14 for you. You got to try now to mold this girl and to give her some direction. If it don't work, then maybe life got to take over, because life will teach you some hard ass lessons. But I always told her, look, you going not because I can't see myself taking it past this point, but because there are some lessons in this life I'm not going to be able to teach you. Life has to teach you, and you're not going to learn them till life teaches you. So you got to go here now. But I always told her, I said, let me tell you something. If you get held up at Robin,
Josh, I'm out of here. I gotta get to work and make this money. You heard?
all right, if I make that bread, you
I
heard?
appreciate you having me on your panel, brother.
Make that bread, bro.
Yeah, because my bills ain't gonna stop.
That's it. We here, bro.
If anything, if you on tonight, I'll just hop back on when I'm already clocked in.
All right, be good, bro.
All right, bro. God bless you, man. Be safe.
Later, brothers.
But I always told them it could be 3 a.m. If you stuck in the jam, if you scared, you don't know what to do, you call me 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 2 a.m., whatever it is. I will come wherever you are, and I will gather you, and I will give you a night or two. But after that, you got to get the fuck up on your feet, and you got to figure it out again. Listen, I'll always be there for them, but I'm not about to be a slave for them. That's never going to happen.
No. Of course, and I think that, like, at least for me, it's because, like, my parents know, like, what my issues are. So when it comes to money, they're gonna definitely make sure that I was smart with it, because for me, I can admit that sometimes, I have a tendency of over splurging, which is why, if it came to me asking for money, my parents are gonna have to know everything that happened to make sure that I'm not, that I'm not just, like, relying on them. But even then, I've been actually, I mean, we're married, so like, I've been doing well. I haven't had to ask them for anything, but I don't even want to be in a position to where I have to ask them, because like they've done so much for me, like so much for me. Like the reason why I'm ahead in life at the age of 23 is because of them, because of how I was raised. And as I'm looking at people my age, I'm like, it is so crucial to have both parents in your life, because it sets people back. Like I have a friend, or well, she's not my friend, too much of my friend anymore, but she's currently homeless. And it's literally because, like, if you heard her upbringing and everything, yeah, like, it was her mom. Like, it was her mom. Her mom didn't make a lot of right decisions, didn't really pick the dude correctly, which is why I will always still believe that, like, no matter what, as women, we have to be careful with who we're having children by. Like, I would agree with that. I think that at the end of the day, like, I would hate myself if I had kids with the wrong man. Like, I would blame myself forever. And I feel like a lot of women don't take accountability for that, and understand that at some point nobody's gonna save you. Like no one's gonna save you. You gotta save yourself. You gotta be smart.
Exactly. And listen, survival mode. I'm a strong believer in this. Survival mode is a choice. You ain't gotta live that way your whole life. If you make better choices, you have better outcomes. If you know better, you should do better. I agree with you 1,000%. Certain things. Listen, I'm sure that we can all say that our parents gave maybe a little bit of trauma to the upbringing here or there at points in our lives. But when you get 18 plus, you start making choices for your own life now. So that includes healing from trauma, okay? If you're choosing not to forgive and let go, I'm not saying forget, but forgive and let go where you can move on with your life. If you're choosing to hold up pent up anger and trauma, and I say that referring myself at times, because there are still times where in my mind, I think about, things that I've gone through as a child in my childhood, and I think, damn, I wish that. But then I have to tell myself this too, like, bro, but that's done, right? That's done, and you got to keep moving forward. So I say this to these kids, especially young girls. Some young girls they hit trauma once and they stay in whatever age they were hit in for the rest of their life. So if they were hit with trauma at 13, the mind stays 13 forever, because they don't never come out of that shit. You got to heal, boo. And listen, it's more than just what therapist you see. Because if you in therapy for more than 2 years, the therapy ain't working. You need to get connected to a source or something. Open the Bible and talk to God and let go and let God. Because some of them be carrying trauma their whole life and making it everybody else's problem. I'm sorry, but I wasn't
No,
the one
you're
that
right.
left you at the park.
Even with therapy though, like anybody, what is the saying where it's like you could lead a horse to water but you can't make them drink? It's the same thing. The therapist can give you all of the skill sets, everything, but it's up to you if you want to use them. And like that's also another thing that you got to accept is once you realize how life is and accept how life is, you'll be able to move through. Like accept that bad things happen to good people, good things happen to bad people. Sometimes there's going to be a situation where maybe karma won't happen. Maybe they won't get what they deserve. And you got to learn how to deal with that and cope with that and move on. And forgiveness is always going to be for you, not the other person. It's so you can move on. Because at the end of the day, the person that harmed you isn't thinking about what they did to you. They don't care.
You know what
like,
the
why
biggest
are you letting it
lesson is,
affect your
though?
life?
The biggest lesson I've learned from a young man to a man is this: that karma and a reflection of what happened to you being done to somebody else doesn't even need to happen. When you learn that, when you learn not to depend on something coming back around for someone, I think you've done the work to actually heal. Because listen, I think at the end of the day, when someone continues to suffer, it wasn't karma. It's because this person still hasn't woken up to the fact that their choices have real world consequences. And whatever happens to them behind that is what they're sowing for themselves. I believe that karma is a thing? Yes, in certain aspects. But when it comes to your life, 80% of what happens to us is what we choose. 80%.
Exactly. No, I agree. I mean, like I said, like if you do something bad to a person and you keep doing that bad thing, eventually you're gonna run into somebody that isn't gonna, eventually something's gonna happen. That's just how
Of
it works.
course. Well, yeah, because when you do bad characters are invited.
Yeah, 100%. So as I'm saying, like it's not even karma. It's just how humans work, honestly.
Right, that law of attraction. That's the way that it works. All right, let me get a Melorama drama. I think it is age and relationship status.
Hello, I'm 30 and I'm very happily married.
Okay. As a mother, should the step parent be able to discipline your children? And do you think that being a step parent is a thankless job? Thankless.
Yeah, okay, so I think this depends, right? So I don't think that if there are some parents out there that have just recently, met or married or started dating a partner and they introduce their kids to this person and like the kids are grown or older. Like in those situations,
Shout out,
absolutely
Mocha.
not.
Appreciate you. Go ahead. In those
Absolutely not.
situations, I'm sorry.
In those situations, I don't think it's appropriate because you don't have that relationship and you don't have that trust built. And it can just come down to a power dynamic with authority, which is not always best for kids and it's not always lands well, all that stuff. But if you, let's say, are genuinely there and are there for like the best of the children, like you're there for, the good of the children and you've raised them since they were like 2 and you have a good relationship, that's a different situation. In that situation, I think you do have a relationship built and a foundation. And yes, I think in that case it can work.
Okay. Now, you're married, but imagine yourself for a moment with your children who are probably, maybe they're school age, maybe they're not, but still young enough to be impressionable, young enough to show emotion in depthly. Because one thing kids are really good at is their body language says so much more than their words ever could.
Yeah, absolutely.
Imagine you're with a man, right? And you're with this man, you love him, right? But he parents different from you. And so you see him, stand up and shout, right? And maybe your first inclination is you want to nurture the child, even though the child has done something wrong. And yes, he's shouting at them, but your first inclination is to step in and to nurture them instead of allowing the man to do what men do best, which is build character, right? How do you decipher the intention there without your emotions being hit first?
I'm trying to be as objective as possible. I think it depends on how long have I known this man? Has he done anything else to give me any red flags? Like, has he ever raised his hand at me? Has he ever, cheated or done anything really sketchy, And is his intention coming from a good... Sorry?
Yeah, but you got to take that off the table. Him cheating on you has nothing to do with his ability to discipline children well. That's
It
not.
does. It shows his character as a person. It shows me that I can't trust who he is as a
A
person. So
man
why would I
cheating on
allow
you,
that person to lead my family?
ma'am. A man cheating on you because of things that maybe you lack giving him or not attentive to his needs and his wants.
Shout out, Prax.
Has nothing to do with a lack of anything other than the fact that he didn't get his needs or his wants met and he went somewhere else to do that.
Men cheat for different reasons. Men cheat because they want to cheat. People cheat when they're in a happy
I'm sorry,
relationship.
excuse me. Are you talking to a female right now? Or are you talking to a man?
You may have had that experience where someone tells you
don't
that.
try to explain to me
because-
as a man. Never in your life try to tell me
Okay, I'm
as
sorry.
a woman.
Are we gonna keep
why
going
men
back
do
and
what
forth,
they
or
do.
is this like the kind of life
I'm
you want
telling
to
you
hear
that
people
stop
speak?
conflating him cheating with the fact that he has the ability to discipline well. Let's go to
So
something
every
else.
single man that cheats is because their
wife
wife didn't give them something. You're telling me that there are
you
no
have
men.
to be worried
One
about how
second,
long you've known
telling
him,
me
why
that
is he
there
in
are
your
men
household?
that don't cheat because they're because they're dicks.
If you say that you have to worry about how long you've known him, why is he in your household with your children
If you're
anyway?
a fucking cheater, just say that. Why are you defending cheaters?
Ma'am, if you have to worry about how long you've known the man, why is this man in the household with your children
Well,
anyway?
hold on. That does pose a good question to both sides of the table, though. Okay, clearly this is where you guys disagree. Is that cheating resembles the way that he may parent? Is that Mela? Is that what you're saying? That cheating
That is
resembles?
not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if he's a cheater, then that reflects badly on his character, and it shows that he's not someone that I want to lead the house. Why would I
disciplining children.
Wait, hold on. Let's stop there.
No one's talking to you.
Wait. Let's stop there for a moment.
Talking to you though.
Hold on, Finesse. Hold on. Let's stop
He
there.
literally asked me a question, so he is talking to me, dumbass.
Yeah, let's stop there for.
bitch.
Shut the fuck up.
You shut up, ho.
You shut the fuck up. Sorry, go ahead, host.
Okay, let's stop there for a moment. Let me pose this question to you. If let's say you're married to this man, and you know let's say he said something mean to you, right? And for the next 2 weeks, when he reaches for you intimately, you deny him, right? Does that say something about your character?
Sure does.
So in my marriage, if my husband and I are fighting for something severe, we resolve it, but it doesn't affect our intimacy.
Well, shout out to you. That's great. But do you think that logic being? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Crow. How old are you and what's your relationship status?
I'm 38 and I'm in a relationship.
Okay, first let me get you to answer this question before you go back and forth with the panelists. Should a step parent have the right to discipline their child, and do you think that being a step parent is a thankless job?
Do I think that a step parent should have the ability to discipline a child? Discipline in what way?
Well, whatever way you see it in your mind.
I think discipline is necessary, sure. But I don't. If you're thinking that I believe that a step parent should be able to hit a child, I don't think that should happen with any parent.
Okay. And then do you think that being a step parent is a thankless job?
A thankless job? It's a parent. You have to be a parent. I don't know what. Being a parent is a thankless job.
Okay. All right. Real quick, let me get the lady below you. You got like Sprinkles. What do I call you?
That's fine. Hi.
Sprinkles? Okay. How old are you and what's your relationship status?
Hi, I'm 26. And I'm single.
Okay. As a mother, should the step parent be allowed or able to discipline a child? And do you think that being a step parent is a thankless job? Then we can open it back up.
I think that a step parent should be able to discipline a child. And do I think being a step parent is a thankless job? Like me personally, no, but I think a lot of people feel that way.
Okay. All right. It's open. Crow, you wanted to go back and forth with somebody?
No, I was just wondering why Finnis was like referring to women as females and then men as men. He seems to have a misunderstanding. I think he has a thing for like female dogs.
Bitch, I never called her female. What are you talking about, bitch?
Shout out,
Wait. Sorry. When you call someone a bitch, that's talking about dogs. Do you have a thing for female dogs?
Dog, bitch. You got to give me the right context, ho.
Yeah. Do you have something for female dogs, or what are we talking about?
I got something for you, bitch.
Oh,
I didn't hear
so I'm a female dog, or
you are, bitch.
What are we talking about?
You sound like one. You definitely bark like a bitch.
Why? What's a female dog?
I'll just give you some context. Earlier, we were talking about the prompt, and I was.
You should have been here for it, ho. He didn't get the context.
muting me?
Oh,
Do you not
Finesse
want
has
people
some
to
emotional
talk?
regulation. That's okay.
100%. And a host, are you muting me? Like, do you want
No,
Phoenix to be?
Some mod is, bitch. A
Yeah,
mod
for
is
not,
telling you to shut the
there's
fuck
a
up.
there's a mod doing that.
An emotionally regulated mod.
100%, because like I don't understand how host you're allowing Phoenix to just be the one that's like bulldozing the conversation and swear.
I'm allowing you guys to go back and forth. I think that as adults,
Yeah,
you
but
guys can
if
fight
you're
it out.
going back and forth, then you should mute both people. You can't just keep muting me.
He's not muting, bitch. A mod is, bitch.
I'm not muting. I don't believe in the mute thing.
But anyway, so
sounds
Pro,
like
so giving
like
you,
a person
giving you
who's
the
like,
context.
I'm
So I said that, you know, if the person that I'm with, like the stepfather, like has cheated or whatever in the past, then that shows that he doesn't have good character. So no, I would not let that person discipline my child. And he's like, well, if he cheated, what did you do to deserve it? And he went off that
I said
time.
you dumb bitch.
Look at me, I have a 2-inch dick.
That's not what I said.
I have a 2-inch penis. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb.
Let me just put this out there. So if anybody in the chat wants to drop Finesse Galaxy, he goes away for 10 minutes. I promise you that.
Yeah, no one's gonna drop you a galaxy. Don't say that much.
Oh, then he stays.
Dumb bitch, you broke bitch. Some people do.
I'm okay with that, but he stays.
2-inch penis. 2-inch penis. 2-inch penis. 2-inch penis.
Woo.
This bitch must get beat.
Let's try.
Must get beat. Look at me, 2-inch penis.
Let's try and bring it back to a real conversation, though, guys. So outside of how you felt about Finesse calling, you know, a woman a female, which is actually what a woman is, a female. Let's go forward. Is there anything
why
else?
didn't you call them a woman? I don't understand. I'm lost.
Because I didn't
Who
choose
are
to,
you
bitch.
talking to?
Yeah. So I'm just curious. Are you guys is it because you guys are step
I
parents?
choose how I want to talk, bitch. That's the point. I'm a grown man. I talk how I want to talk, bitch.
Finesse, you sound like you have emotional regulation.
That's okay,
issues.
bitch.
That's okay. Did you learn that word last week? Like, is this just something that you want to
when I
say?
heard a bitch talking. When I hear a bitch talking, I call it out, bitch.
Anyway, what's your take on the matter, Crow?
What's my take on what matter?
On the topic.
He gave his take, bitch. You should have listened.
Yeah, I don't think that step parents should be able to discipline their children, just because it's not their children. And yeah,
I thought that you said initially you said that disciplining is fine, but not to hit them.
Scenarios, because like I feel like if you are a parent that raised the kid from like age of 2, you know, in that kind of situation,
did you hear the host talking?
I think generally I agree with you,
stupid bitch?
but in that situation, I feel like
Shut the fuck up, ho. The host was talking.
Wow.
I haven't cut him off when he's talking.
In that situation, I feel like it should be allowed, right?
Yeah, so it depends on the relationship of like the dynamic of between the children, right? Like if the children like don't know who the father is or who the parent is, or like originally, or don't have I don't really know, but I'm not even really a parent, right? So I don't even care that much.
Then we gotta take your viewpoint with a grain of salt, because the thing is, you probably don't understand how the dynamics work between parents, biological and step parents, and when you're in it, it's totally different. When you have to raise children that aren't yours, versus
that's why you guys are wondering, right? Like, because you're step parents.
No, I'm having a conversation, not just because I have raised children that aren't mine, but because I think it's an important conversation that people who are trying to start again, they miss having. And that conversation saves not just you. Saves not just
stepdads.
Hold on. Yes, I've already confirmed that I'm a stepfather. But let me just say this: it saves not just you a lot of hardship. It saves the children hardship too. When you guys can figure out whether you're on the same page with parenting styles, child rearing, what the respect looks like, and what the consequence of the lack thereof respect looks like. So it's an important conversation. If you plan to be with someone long term and have them in your household raising children that aren't theirs, you should have that conversation.
Yeah. When should you have that? When should you have that conversation?
Before the man is introduced to your children.
Absolutely. Has that not happened to your situation?
I've been married and with my wife for 14 years. I raised the children from the time they were pushing 2 and 3 pushing 4. One is now 19, 17. Our child together is 12. So it's been a long time.
Exactly. So then you fit in the scenario I was describing where you've known them since they were little kids, right? and you've been that father figure. So in your situation, I think you do have the authority and the good intentions, right?
Well, their father existed too, but I even told him, I said, listen, you can't possibly think that you're going to control your household and then tell me how to control mine as well. If you wanted to parent them, you would have been in this house with them instead of me.
Right.
But because you weren't, you don't get to tell me how to raise these children when they're here with me.
What was the scenario that led to their divorce?
Well, they were never married. She had 2 bastard children.
Yeah.
So what was the thing that led to the disintegration of their, like, the breakup or whatever?
I believe that it was unmet expectations on the part of the father.
Right. So how can you say that if that were the case, that if the parent wanted to be there, then they would be in the relationship?
They would. And let me tell you something. The reason why I'm still here now today, 14 years in, is because I never want a man to have the position I had to raise my child. So I'm here. I make sure I'm the dad.
No. So what I'm saying is that, and I think Mello might be saying the same thing.
I'm gonna drop you. Do that again, I'm gonna drop you.
Do what?
What you just did. Now you get dropped, bitch. Take a lap. Speak for yourself, ho. Don't speak for other people.
He doesn't want people to, go against and like have any support.
No, bitch. I want him to speak. I want him to speak for himself.
No, it's very small dick energy, because clearly you can't.
Simple. Speak for yourself. You can't speak.
Go ahead.
As much as you want. You have a small dick, and it's very obvious. Like, you're overcompensating.
You're married and you're talking about the size of my dick, you little whore.
You're
hold on, finesse. Hold on. Let me get to
crazy. That's insane, dude.
Hold on, guys.
So fucking sad. Go find a life, my guy. That's insane.
Shut up, bitch.
Hold on. Go ahead, Crow.
Yeah, when the small man takes me down, I've got ADHD issues, right? So I lost my point. But what I'm assuming is happening is I lost my point. Give me a sec.
Okay.
He was talking about when he comes into the house, the father wanted to be there, he'd be there. So the father can't call from his household where he is now and tell him what he's gonna be doing in his household where he's at now. And then you have something to say about that.
Right. No, so what I was saying was that how can you say that if the father wanted to be there, he would be in the relationship, right? Like, you don't know how the relationship dynamic was between the two of them, right? Like, because they might love the children, but fucking hate each other.
Well, then you don't love your children. I'll say this, and not to cut you off, but this is the truth. If you love your children, then their needs and their outcome comes before how you feel about each other. So once you have children, you got to put yourself on pause.
But are you saying you stay together for the kids kind of mindset?
I'm saying you grow the fuck up and you do what you got to do.
But I mean, I'm not sure if you're saying yes or no, because if you're from
what
I hear,
you have to.
Stay together.
Who's got feedback? Finesse. What the fuck?
It's not me.
I come from like a family where my dad was literally physically abusive to my mom.
Yes.
And she left the marriage, and obviously, like, my dad, he didn't like really want to be involved in our lives and stuff, which was fine. Like,
I don't blame him for that. I mean, if you take my kids from me, I wouldn't want to be involved either, to be honest. I'd start fresh.
But he actually didn't want to be involved to begin with. Like, my mom said, like, she's getting beat up. You expect her to stay in that marriage?
Well, you know what? I think I blame your mom for this much, and give me some grace, because if you let me explain it, it'll probably ring for you like it rings for me. But the job of a parent is to discern the other potential parent before the child comes into the world. Now, I'm sure your mother saw signs of aggression before you got here, and because she thought he would change, or because she loved him.
No, none of that. He was a narcissist, and he masked like crazy.
Okay,
and this isn't her saying this. This is his siblings, his brothers and sisters.
Okay, so why didn't they warn her about him?
They didn't. I don't know why they didn't.
So they're pieces of shit too.
Sure, they are. But in this situation, my mom was a victim. Do you expect her to stay in an abusive marriage? See, she's
no, of course not. But you know what I would rather? I would rather she figured this out before she gave birth to you and had you deal with this shit.
She didn't, because it was not her fault. It's not her fault. So now
listen. I want you to understand something. This is not about fault, man. This is about
one more thing. People do change. You know that, right? So people can start off a good marriage, and then halfway through they turn flip a switch and they turn into horrible monsters.
Well, I don't believe that people
lose their job, they break their leg, and then something happens. They go through trauma and they change. Given that situation, do you think that they should stay in shitty, abusive, toxic, abusive marriages?
Listen, I get the listen, I understand you're passionate about this because you went through it. I get that you're emotionally charged. I'm not trying to bring you up to emotional charge. I'm trying to get you to understand that at the end of the day, while I know that people can and maybe will change during the course of a relationship, I think it's inevitable that we change for good or bad. But throughout the course of that change, there are signs of good or bad inclination of change, okay? And it's our job as the potential parents to make sure that that change, if it's negative, to make sure we go long before children are had. Now, if what you're saying is she couldn't see it, she should have brought this man to other men to discern and ask the hard questions. If she didn't do that, then she has to take some accountability for the man she gave to you guys as father.
Which
Well,
other men
do you
does she
know how
have?
narcissism works, and do you know how
Yes,
it like
I know that
Can
most women
I?
have the
Sorry,
trait of
guys. Can I
narcissism.
just speak? Only because
Hold on,
this.
Pep. Oh, Pep. Please don't do that. That is so rude. First of all, let me ask you the question. I'm trying to. Now I'll give you grace. How
So,
old are you, and
hang
what's your
on.
relationship status?
Hello. So I am 36. I am in a relationship.
Okay, answer this question real quick, and then we'll open it up. Listen, I'm gonna ask
Sure.
this. Please
Yeah.
don't do that again. This young lady was going back and forth with me, and she's passionate about this. I don't want her to think I don't care. All right, so
No, I was going. The reason why I said this is because I was going to say, what would you advise them? Because just as an example, my previous relationship where I had my 2 children was a domestic relationship.
Yeah.
So the reason, okay, so now the problem with the masking and narcissism, which he's actually now diagnosed a narcissist, and I can tell you from experience, this man was the most perfect in my eyes man until the day I fell pregnant. Like the moment I fell pregnant and there was that new aspect of control, power, and how he felt of ownership, that's when everything changed for us.
So did you have that baby? Did you have that baby during the course of that process? Like, did the baby was born in that household?
Yes.
Why didn't you leave before that point, before the baby was due?
I tried to. So I don't know if things are just different where you are to where I am. But the first time I tried to leave, I got zero help. The police didn't help. I had several reports where the police had actually left me at the address. There were multiple times where he locked me inside the property because we have like the house where you can lock it inside and take the key out and then you can't get out. Locked the window so I couldn't get out. They were called out several times. Now, the problem that we have with this is there's quite a lack of support. There's quite a lack of support when it comes to evidencing this type of abuse.
This is the biggest
Once you have
what do you got?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is just a rhetoric that I hear a lot on TikTok. Girl, keep it to yourself. Go to therapy. Like, what do you think we're here for?
Choose me. Pick me.
You think we're here to be your therapist? Because we're not. We're not. Listen, a woman like the one above me is a woman who believes gender over evidence. She believes gender over evidence. Your mama, hoe. Your mama.
Yep, that right.
Because you got the wrong one.
Don't talk to her, man. You're not time to talk. Time for her to talk. Stay on
You guys
quiet.
are victim blamers. You guys are a bunch of rape
No,
apologists. You guys are a bunch of rapists.
Get out of your emotions. Use logic.
People-
Find your ball sack.
Don't use that word in here, bro. What is wrong with you? You gotta definitely go now. That's crazy. You're not gonna get my live block just because you're getting emotional.
Why?
That's
I don't
wild.
understand it. I literally said believe evidence over gender, and I'm getting slammed.
That's crazy. Yeah,
This is the problem with society. You know, a woman opens her mouth and she says she was beaten and everybody wants to come to her rescue and believe her. No, men are losing their livelihoods over this. Have you ever heard of the Duluth model? Hello.
All right, let me get Mama Love. What's your age and relationship status?
Right now, I am single.
How old are you?
I am 46.
Oh my God. As a mother, should the step parent be able to discipline your children? And do you think that being a step parent is a thankless job?
I think I am a step parent of 6. And me and my husband, let me tell you a little bit of my story.
Wait, you're single or you're married?
No, I have an ex-husband now.
Are you divorced?
But the kids are, yes. The kids are still mine. I had them, like I said, we met at 7, started dating at 16. We had kids on and off our life, got married at 25, and got divorced at 43.
Why'd you do that?
He was an abusive and narcissist.
Oh, come on. What's wrong with y'all, ladies? Why do you pick the bad ones every time?
I think mine was, like I said, it was just a long year. I met him at 7. He's the only guy I ever knew, and it's all I know.
Was he the only guy you ever been with sexually?
Did what?
Was that the only man you ever laid with in bed?
Nope.
No.
Oh my God!
She said the what? She said the what?
Yeah. She wanted to go out there and be a whore. That's why she left.
I gotta do the usher on this one, Finesse.
No. We had times that we had split before we ever got married and had our kids.
Wait, you split? You came back together and had kids knowing this man was a narcissist?
Yeah, well, I didn't understand and know all of that then. I just thought I loved this guy and it was all I knew.
And you know what? Let me just say this. Let me commend you on just being honest that you let love lead you blindly, boo. Okay, let me look. That's something Pab hasn't even said yet, okay? And she 36.
Yeah. I still say that he's got, and everybody else still says he still has a hold. Like, it's hard for me still to move on because I feel still like I'm cheating on this man. Because I promised him to God that this was who I was going to be with.
So go back, baby. Go back and make it right.
No. He's remarried and got kids already again.
Oh, he's an adulterer as fuck.
Yeah. Like, we divorced, and within 2 months, he was remarried and had a kid within 3.
Wait, you left him?
Yes. I got sick with cancer, and I was finally done with the abuse and finally said I needed to do me.
Whoa. You left when you had the cancer?
Yes.
Oh, that's wow. What was you thinking?
What made me open my eyes.
Yeah, open your eyes. You took an open front of God?
So, I'm just now.
Did you take an oath in front of God, man?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And then you divorced this man?
Yeah. Well, he divorced me.
Oh.
All right. It doesn't matter if he divorced you either. It doesn't matter either.
That's no good, mama. That's no good. No bueno, mama.
Was he in the faith?
Was he what?
In the faith.
No. Well, he swears he was, but yeah, he did not live like.
Did he get baptized?
Yes, he did.
All right, so he was in the faith. So now my whole thing is this. He left you, right? You ever hope to get remarried?
Yes.
Oh.
Don't ever do it.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it.
He passes away, you can get remarried. If he doesn't pass away, you gotta stay single.
Even though he's remarried.
Yep.
Yeah, he's doing it wrong too, baby. Don't you follow him into hell, okay? Don't do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
It ain't worth it. You can wait it out. Trust me. If he's half of the things you said, he won't be here long. I guarantee it.
Or you can pray for the Lord to restore the marriage you had with him.
There you go. Let me tell you something. Look. I know you say he's remarried, but to God, that's still your husband. So all is fair in love and war, Buki. You ever heard of Maxwell, this woman's work?
No.
It's hard on a man. So if you drop that dun-dun-dun, you know what time it is, girl. He still love you. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, he still watches and like I said, he still has a hold.
You know he knows that, right?
Yeah, he does.
Let me ask you this. And I'm gonna ask you a real last question because I know you got that street in you. I can hear it. Look, is that still his pussy? Yes or no?
So far.
Okay. I'm glad you was honest. No, look, because we gotta be real. And I know you wouldn't be holding it down like this if you wasn't ready to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just want you to be, you know what I mean? Because here's the thing, a lot of us be capping. I'll tell you right now, I've been with Shorty for 14 years, married and everything. I don't care what happened to us. That's my cap. No matter what.
Right.
But that's why I don't let go. You feel me?
Oh yeah, he said if I ever tried or if there was ever somebody else, it wouldn't happen.
So why not go back? Why not listen? Ask him for a cup of coffee. Ask him out and tell him, look, we was on that toxic shit, but I love you, papito. What can we do to get it right? You never thought about that? Hitting them up on the back end, like, can we hit a coffee shop right quick and just really talk about us?
Nah. Once
It
they
never
start
crossed your
having kids
mind?
again, I just let it go.
Wow. Well, clearly, you let the idea of a chance go, but you still got love for him.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
You see that there? I heard that emotion in your voice when you said it, and I feel like you still going through it about this thing. How long y'all been separated?
3 years.
Wow. You ever prayed
Like
on it?
our
You ever
kids
asked for
are.
confirmation from God? Like, Father, lead me in the way I should go. If this is for
Yeah,
me,
I
okay.
do, and then like I would think I see signs, but then I'll hear something or something is said or done, and I'm like, I get pulled the other way. So like I get torn and on the fence all the time with it all.
I mean, look, the truth of the matter is, men, we don't always say the right thing. We don't, and even when we say something, we don't always say it in the way that is best received. I'm not saying that he can't work on that, but you got to tell him how you need, him to reach you. You got to let him know, listen, when you call me that, or when you say this in that tone to me, I can't receive you the way you want me to receive you. I wish you would take more time with me and talk gentle. Have you ever tried that with him?
No.
You got to let him know how to reach you, man. Because how's he going to know? Look, we get so bent out of shape when we feel like we're not being loved the way we want to be loved. But at the same time, we not telling him how to love us. You got to tell this man how to love you, mommy. He don't know. That's why he's saying the things he says and doing the things he does. And look, this can't be just you. It got to be God at the center, because that's the H foundation, my look. When you think about a building, do you think that the beams that go straight up one side and the other side is what keeps it together? No, it's the beams that go across. That's how the building doesn't fall inward or to the side or collapse on itself, because there's an H foundation. You got to get back in that. You got to get back in that. God back in that marriage, boo.
That's what you got. You got to pray for the Lord to reconcile and restore the marriage. Because you took an oath in front of Him in the book of Ecclesiastes. It tells you, do not make an oath to the Lord, vow to the Lord that you don't intend on keeping, because He comes to collect.
See, and I've said that before. Like I feel like I told God one guy only, and that's till I die.
So honor it.
You got to tell him how you feel. It's not enough for you to just and while I'm glad that you're sharing it here and that you're able to be vulnerable, it's not enough for you to just do that here. You got to let him know. Look, it's always been us for me, and I don't know how I'm gonna let that go out because I need you, and that's urgent like a motherfucker.
You never had another peen after the divorce?
Fucking movie.
Love Jones, baby.
No, never.
If you don't turn that PDS station down, boy, let Magic talk to this woman.
No, I was just curious to know if she's let anybody inside of her since her husband.
No, not at all.
So you kept this shit on lock?
Yes.
Oh, you love this man. Magic, she's still in love with this man. Are you sure? Listen, Mama, are you sure that this man is narcissistic, or is it that he just made you feel some type of way a lot of the times?
No, yeah, he was like, I went through abuse therapy. He's been to jail. Like it was really, really bad. I never knew what a narcissist or toxic was until after the fact.
Well, that's because you grew up in it. You said you met him when you were 7, right?
Yes.
Well, you got to understand something on my look. Y'all grew up together. You know how many more mistakes happen when you growing up with somebody? Like you can't discount that, Ma, that he learned how to be a man of some sort with you. He wasn't the man that you thought he needed to be, but he definitely was trying to build that with you.
Like all of our kids, like I said, we raised 10 kids. He's got more. I have 4 with him. Our kids are in between ages and the same. Like he had kids whenever we would split, he would go out and or even being together. He had kids while we were married.
He was doing Denzel Washington from Fences. You ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
I want you.
Well,
Okay.
Josh, I'm hearing a lot about the husband, but I'm interested to know about maybe one or two examples of how she helped meet, the marriage meet its demise.
Good question.
Like, what do you mean?
What do you
So
mean? What do I mean? Do you not look at yourself in the mirror every day?
Yeah.
So then that question shouldn't be difficult for you.
what are 3 things that you did, Mama, that hurt the quality of the marriage? That helped it go down?
I quit being a wife.
Okay.
Like, I quit doing things at home. I
Right.
quit because when we first were married, like, I had his clothes set out, I had his dinner made, I had hot water ran, I did it all. I quit doing it all. Once it started being that he was treating me different, I did too. And I know I shouldn't have. But when you start feeling like you're not worth stuff, you stop doing things.
Okay. So you got a little spiteful.
Yeah.
Okay. So you stopped showing up for the marriage. You became spiteful. What's one more thing? Did you close up the pussy?
Some.
You took the pussy off the table, Ma?
Like, sometimes, like, it was not always when he wanted it all the time anymore.
Oh, you can't do that,
Like, even if
Ma.
he was mad and he still expected, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna,
You know what my grandmother taught me? She said, Joshua, baka. I said, yes, Wella. She said, Joshua, when you with a woman, it no matter what you're going through, you'll be mad from the waist up, not the waist down. That was a
Never heard
valuable
that.
lesson. Cause you still, if you married, you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
I'm not saying that you didn't have a right to say, you know what, you was talking to me crazy in that kitchen, and I want you to think about that for the night. But tomorrow morning, I'll suck the soul out you. But when you taking the pussy off the table, you open up another door for a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it don't
I
get
feel
better
I mean
after
a
that.
lot now than what I didn't before.
If he was bad before you took that off the table, I'm sure he got worse after. True or not?
Yeah.
Come on. That's what I'm telling. Because look, that's a man's lifeline. The only connection he has to you in terms of, listen, you have to see the world. When you look at a man, you have to try and take yourself out of it, take the female lens off and put the male lens on. There are only certain ways a man can connect and be vulnerable with a woman. One of those ways is physical intimacy. Now, I'm not saying the motherfucker was perfect. Clearly, you said he's not. But when you take away the only thing that kind of binded you guys together, when you take that and you say, and you do that for a long period of time, you've literally disintegrated and rusted out whatever connection he had to you left in terms of being willing to mend things with you, respect you. Like, that does so much worse.
Right.
I could even see you saying, you know what, I didn't want to talk to him for a couple of days. And that probably would be more warranted than pulling the cat off the table. Because that right there, once the cat goes out the house and gets lost, You ever heard a woman say man like a dog?
Man like a dog.
You ever heard that saying that, oh, men are just like dogs?
Yeah.
I want you to listen to this. I believe that saying, but I think that women miss it. Men are like dogs, and dog is man's best friend. When you feed a dog, he stays home, his tail wags, he does good. When you neglect the dog will tear up the couch, he'll go into everything and make a mess. You see, man is like a dog, but if you're a bad owner, you get the dog you get.
Right. Oh, I never saw it like that.
Well, there you go. And that's why a man's here to give you some perspective, man, because look, a man could be the most loyal thing you ever had. Let me tell you something. I would unalive twice for all of my kids and for my wife. Twice. And if I could come back a third, I would. But unfortunately, a warrior can only go once. But that's because she understands what's important. And we done been through the up and the down. And no matter what, we stood and we stayed.
That's good.
So I want you to think about that. Now, I'm saying go. Look, I'm saying go pray on it and go back. I'm saying that. But if you go forward, whatever you do, you got to remember that the dog you want, you got to be the kind of owner for the dog you're trying to get. Okay? You can't neglect the dog, not feed it, not give it what it needs, and think it's going to be up in your house with a wagging tail. That dog will be running rampant, saliva at the snout, going crazy. You come through the door. You're going to get that kind of dog if you neglect it. But I promise you, if you feed it, don't the dog make mistakes? Don't the dog sometimes shit on outside? You know, it just came in from outside and then shits on the floor. Yeah, that dog will make a mistake, but don't you clean up after it? Don't you give it a little bit of grace? You got to learn to do that with a man. Just like you want a man to have grace with you when you have your moments where you fall short.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look at if your husband doesn't want to jump your bones every second of every day, something's not right. Something is not right. Um and that's gotta get fixed, and it's on the both of you to fix that, right? You go on your knees, you go to the Lord, you take what you need to him, and you fix it. And sometimes, you know, a lot of people don't talk about this, but sometimes things get fixed in the bedroom.
Come on. I know that's right.
Sometimes they get fixed in the bedroom. You know, because I used to use, I've been really honest and vulnerable with Josh and Finesse, and I told them early on in my marriage, I used Smex as a bartering tool, like, and a form of manipulation when it came to my husband, you know, and there were consequences to that I had to live with and I had to deal with, right? But now that I understand like the power of it, and you know how much it means, and what it does to our marriage, like it's, you know, it's a necessity. Most certainly it's a necessity. And I don't think a lot of people understand that, you know. But even when I'm upset and I'm angry, it's still his to take when he wants.
It's medicine, girl. Stop it. Yeah. Listen, let me tell you something. If you walk in that, look, mama, if you walk in that room, and I know you tight, I know you mad at him right now. He got you vexed. But I promise you, if you put that thing on, girl, if you put that shit on, and you walk in that room and you tell him that you telling me you don't want this pussy, I don't care what kind of mad he is, he gonna fold right there. Come here, mama. I'm sorry, mama. I shouldn't have said that to you. Cause he know. He trying to lose that. If that man got that much pride, if he denies you, then it's already over. But I promise you.
Sorry, Josh, go ahead.
I'm just saying, I promise you that if you went that route instead of taking it off the table, trust me, a lot of things could have been mended. Go ahead, Magic.
Well, I was just curious to know, like, do you feel like you were taking care of yourself, like outside of the sea? Do you feel like you were taking care of yourself, like your, you know, like your weight, what you were eating, like were you taking your vitamins? Like, do you feel like you were taking care of yourself?
No, I probably didn't. I probably like I mean I'm not a dirty person, but no, I probably didn't like I did in the
Like
beginning.
kind of let yourself go a little bit?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
look,
I find a lot of women do that too, Josh.
right, and Magic, look, she said 6, so they was raising 10 kids altogether, correct?
Yes.
I mean, look, I'm gonna just be honest, and I know you know this true. That was way too many fucking kids for y'all to be focused on what y'all need to do with yourself and y'all mental health too. How can you have a relationship that you can focus on when you got 10 kids pulling you every direction?
Right.
That's why I tell people all the time, and I'm not throwing no shade, mama. I
I
promise
still
I'm
feel
not.
like them 10 kids got us pulling in
Of
directions.
course they do. Because these motherfuckers don't know when to stop being kids. They end up being adults and still want to be fucking kids. But that's why I say, you got to have as many kids as you can carry the burden for. I took care of 2 that were bastard children, but I only had 1. That should tell you everything you need to know. I didn't want more than I could carry.
Right.
And those are my kids. Don't get me wrong. I raised them. But if you ask me if I would do that shit again, no, I'd have just took my 1. So I can imagine 10. That little, you must have been dog tired.
Yeah.
And imagine what he had to do to provide for that many kids. I mean, was he working?
Yeah, and I told him I think a lot of it too was that too. It was like he was never around because he had to work always.
Yeah, I mean, how the fuck could he be home? 10 kids.
Right. Oh, W Prax.
Shout out Prax. How? Look. I don't know how he could be working and be there at the same time for 10 kids. There's no way somebody's getting neglected. And it looks like what was neglected was your marriage.
The problem is that, ma'am, let me ask you a question. Are you in a room with a TV?
Yeah.
Is there any way to go into a different room?
Yeah.
Oh, please do me a favor, please.
Okay.
I want you to hear everything I'm about to say to you next. Let me know when you're ready. We got to get this right tonight. We got some ladies down here saying, brother, keep your peace. Or find my peace. I don't have to find what's already within me. You got to learn, sis, that your brother knows what he's doing. Brother doing the will of the Lord. And it may not sound like it to you because you're not called to what I'm called to. That's what my sisters need to learn how to do, is stay in their place. I'm talking about find my peace. I'm not peaceful. Right? What I'm doing is I'm showing demons when they come up here that we are not without a sword and an armor. Okay?
Yeah, and you were right for that, Finesse, because the minute I got up and I started speaking, she started coming for my throat. So, you know, you were right in that. You were right in that. Sometimes Jade, you just got to let it play out, because a lot of the time when we meet them at a certain level, like we're setting the pace, right? We're not matching the energy, but we're setting the pace. And if you want to act like that, you want to bring that energy into this space, you're gonna you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it.
Well, look, we gotta remember that, God calls all of his children to carry, a specific appointment. Sometimes he wants you to shake a spirit, shake a cage. And
It's just
look,
you know what it comes down to, Josh, is this. And I want my sisters to know this more than anything, because it seems like a constant mistake they continue to make. It's not even a mistake. You don't even believe in that. I believe this is what you do and what you don't do, right? But you need to remember the Lord that you serve is no pussy. I want to say it like that. When he was in the mosque, when he found out he was in the temple, he found out what those Pharisees and Sadducees was doing with his father's house. He didn't just flip tables. He went and he fashioned himself a whip by hand. Now, I don't know if you know how long it takes to make a whip by hand. When he went back into that temple, he didn't just brand the shit. He was putting it to ass. So we need to stop thinking that, oh, well, Christ's not Christ-like. No. Remember who followed Christ? Peter. Remember, in the presence of Christ, he took off ears. There's a lot of things there's the reason why these things are being shown to you is because it's not that his apostles were pussy. That's not the case. Because I don't know if you guys are reading the word of God, but these men of God were being sent into nations to destroy and unalive people too, on behalf of God. I want to let you know that. I want to let you know that when the 40 kids were sitting there, or when those little groups of kids were sitting there making fun of Elijah, the prophet, God made it so that it was stoned. Seemed like God don't play about his people either. No, when we see we got demons coming in front of us actively trying to play the little mask game, no, what my thing is, I'm going to expose them, and then I'm going to show them that they can't play that game better than me. We got to learn how to step back and let the men of God do what the men of God do. And when my sis came up here, i.e. Inspector, and also showed that she could channel that energy to show these little goonies where they belong, that's what's necessary. Okay? Remember that. It's not about how many things we say right or how many things we do wrong. It's about that we say that only he did it for us. And we know that. That he covers us. He qualifies us. So this whole find my peace, I didn't need to find anything. And I'm saying this with love, sis, but I gotta say it strict and stern to you. The peace already resides within me. Simply what I did is what I'm called to do. Expose that shit. All right, mama.
Yeah.
No, sis. It's not about disrespect. No. It was coming with good intent. Yes. And I understand that. But I need you to understand that I know something you don't. Right? And when I'm up here doing what I'm doing everything I'm doing because I know some things. Everything I do is calculated. There's nothing I do just off the whim. You've seen people come up here and make prompts about me and my brother. Yet you see me in those same panels where they going all crazy. I'm able to display an extreme amount of restraint. That's because Christ. Because if I didn't have that, and I lack that peace that God gives me, it would have been a different story and people wouldn't be here anymore. Mama.
Yeah.
You were married to a man. Took an oath in front of God. You were with this man for a long time. You said he had narcissism. It's a popular thing that women do. Stop doing it. Don't do it anymore. Let this be the last day you ever say something like that again about the man that you're married to, because he's still your husband. Just because you divorced doesn't mean that he's not your husband. You put away your husband. Corinthians tells you about that. He is still your husband, and God sees that. So be careful about the way that you speak about your own husband in these areas, in these spaces and places, because of your own unresolved trauma. And maybe half of what you got going on is because you didn't give it to God to begin with. And it's not maybe, that's a fact. You didn't have the Lord in the center of your life, let alone your marriage. You didn't go to war in prayer for your own husband. Instead, you got on TikTok and social media apps and in your little girlfriend squad groups, and you talked amongst other humans and forgot that God is not a man that he should lie. You forgot that you're not supposed to be leaning on your own understanding, Isaiah 55. For his ways are higher. You should go to your father about everything. That's why he told you to be like a child. Who's the highest in heaven? Those who are less than a child. Because we go to daddy about everything. Daddy, why is my husband acting this way, daddy? Daddy, teach me how to be a better wife. Instead of just asking about why is my... No, daddy, don't correct. Daddy, show me what I need to do better to be a better wife, to inspire my husband to be better for me. And you do what you do, daddy, on the end with him. No, it's too much for women to ask, what am I doing? Or what am I not doing? There's something within you that also, because the wife's part of the relationship and marriage is the quality of it. If the energy of that marriage is not good, if the quality of that marriage is not good, it's your fault. You're the wife. You're the support. It's your job to make sure you got a man that you're standing behind that's worth something. It's your job.
Shout out Jade. Shout out Jade. Always love, boo. All right, we love you. Everything we say and we mean with love. Don't take no offense.
Let me tell you something. If anything I said made you feel like, oh man, he don't fuck with me now, let me tell you right now. A wise man takes rebuke and reproval and reproach. You should love it. You should love it. You should embrace it. Like my sister down here diagonal to me should love and embrace it. When you're wise, you take it. Because you understand that the Lord chastises those that he loves. I'm not saying nothing to you out of, I hate you. I love you, Jay. You're my sister in Christ.
But you know what? No, and I know that she's not taking no tip, but I just want you to understand that it's always love. Okay?
Okay.
We know you got to go to bed, but we look.
And God bless you.
We get it. You know what I mean? Sometimes, but I know it's hard for some people to hear, outside of Jade. I know it's hard for some people to hear the shit we do and the way we do it and think that we're coming from a place of love. But that's the thing, is chastise, and look, God chastised those he loved.
Yeah. You gotta understand,
grace is allotted, but it can only be allotted but so far. You have to understand what you're choosing. What you're not changing, you're choosing.
Yes, and listen, you gotta understand, guys, I'm not usually like that, right? I do what I need to do when I need to do it because it's necessary. But mama, back to you. This man is still your husband. If you think about kissing another man, laying with another man, being intimate with another man, don't do it. That's telling the Holy Spirit. Don't do it. If you do it, you be in error. If you do it, you be committing adultery. And you be causing another person to be an adulterer. Don't do it. God doesn't play with that.
Right.
Your job now is to stay seeking the Lord's face and to honor what you said when you vowed in front of him and under him that you would be with this man for, remember this, better or worse, in sickness or in health. And even if let's say that narcissism was a sickness or in health, richer or poor, to unalive do you part. Now I don't know, because nowhere in there does it say until I'm uncomfortable, until I can't take it anymore. Because also the word of God, I can do all things with Christ in me who strengthens me.
Philippians.
Okay? So now I want to also point your mind to this, sis. I know that my Lord and Savior, I know that he went and he lamented. And he told his apostles to stay, watch for him. He said, watch for him. I want you to hear this, sis. He just wanted them to watch. You know what that's the same? That's the same like if you called me in the middle of the night and you were in like a mental break and you were completely anxiety filled and nervous or whatever we were. And you said, can you just be on the phone with me for an hour? And I said to you, you know, it says I kind of got something going on, or oh, I'm a little tired, or and I didn't watch with you. And then you know what? You went through that hour by yourself. You experienced that hour alone. Even though I call you my friend. He wanted them to watch. And 3 times he had to come wake him up. Well, on the 3rd time he let him know it's time. So what did he do? What did our Lord and Savior do? He went and he lamented to his Father. And he says, Father, if you can, take this cup from me. But let your will be done. Now some may say that everything that Christ said were words that proceeded from the Father. You better listen up. Because the Father didn't put in his mouth, if you can, take this cup from me. That was his human nature. You better listen to what I'm saying because it's giving me goosebumps. Holy Spirit, activate. He was showing us something. And he was vexed. And he was stressed to the point of sweating BLOOD. It wasn't comfortable for him what he was going to bear. It wasn't easy. Not like he tells us. He tells us that for what? Cast our burdens on him. Then he went up there as an innocent, blameless, perfect, stainless man and lamb, right? Cursed is a man who hangs from a tree. And he took upon the curse of sin on that tree. He said at the table that my body is like bread. Right? Take this and eat it. Because his bread, or his body, was like bread. He broke his body for us. And he was the word of God. But what? Men cannot live on what? Bread alone. Sheesh, you better start listening. Watch this. Then he went on that cross. And before he even got there, he was getting mocked and scoffed and punched and kicked and spit on. And I'm talking about spit on. And then they lashed him. Ribs all exposed, muscle tissue exposed, organs all exposed, head all crushed by the crown of thorns. Mocked him with the sign they put there. Here lies Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews. Sheesh. Psalms 22 paints the picture. Circle of dogs encompass me. Oh my gosh. Great bulls of Bashan. Sheesh, you better listen. Crucified him naked. So bad, they beat him so bad, they couldn't even tell if he was man or female by the end of it. That's what they did. You listening to me, sis?
Yeah.
Body broken, dehydrated, mouth like a potsherd, he said, dry like a potsherd. His tongue was sticking to the bottom of his jaw. Nasty work. And then when he said he was thirsty, they gave him some wine to drink, some sour wine. Vinegar, really. You know that? And then they pierced him. And out came that beautiful BLOOD in water. Because he is the water and he is the thirsting. He's the hunger and he is the bread. He's the first and the last. He's the Alpha and the Omega. He's the greatest Lord God Almighty and the lowest servant. You know that? And he did all that for me, for you, for Inspector, for Josh, for those of our forefathers that didn't know him, those who knew him, those who cared, those who did it, those who believed, those who didn't. He did it for all of us. It says in Hebrews, he did it once and for all. You telling me that your marriage with a man that you wanted to be married to, that you yoked yourself with, knowingly, you telling me that's too much for you to bear when you made the choice? That's what you were going to be yoked to? Christ didn't have a choice. But he told you that if you make a choice to choose him, that you can do all things because he strengthens you, not you. Not that you do it. I just don't get it. I don't get what my brothers and sisters are talking about. Making vows of forever with someone and then breaking it because it got uncomfortable. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Narcissistic what? What are you talking about? Do you not understand spiritual attacks? Do you not understand foothold, stronghold? Do you not understand those things? That we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against spirits and principalities in high places? What, did you forget? Or you need to go back and read. Sis, I gotta tell you.
A lot of it is I need to go back and read too, because when, like you said, when you go or you talk to people or you talk to friends or you talk to family or talk to whoever, they're always like, no, you gotta let go, you gotta do this. And to where I'm like how you were. It's no, I've always grown up and known that I promised myself to one person and one person only for my whole life. And that's how I feel regardless of what has happened and what is going on. Like, I feel if I move on or was to even try, that I am in the wrong. And then,
You
of
are
course,
that.
you have everybody else in the background like, no, it's not. He's doing this, and you're that, and you guys are done. And, it's if it's this
That's
or
the
that,
enemy.
then you can
That's
let
the
go.
That
enemy.
is the enemy.
Yep. That
Exactly.
because look what it led you to. You said yourself that, while this man was someone you knew from seven, this wasn't the only man you laid with. See, all that outside noise got you to do things that you probably wouldn't have done had you just been listening to the ultimate sound, which was the connection to your father, that relationship you would have had with him, opening up that word and getting with him when you had transgression or turbulence. But outside of that, you don't ever depend on humans that are vexed to tell you what the right thing is in this life for you, especially for your soul.
And you know what, sis? If you really knew who you were speaking to when you speak to me, if you really knew all that I've been through, all the seasons that I've gone through, and the seasons that I still go through, you would know that I'm not just talking out of turn. No, it's easy to have faith when everything's right, when your bank account's super good and your marriage is super happy and your family's super healthy and you're healthy and everything's on the up and up. It's easy. Matter of fact, it's so good we forget to thank God in the good time. But in the bad time, that's where it's really about faith. When it don't look too good now, where all of a sudden someone's got a terminal illness, or maybe that could be you, God forbid, or all of a sudden your marriage don't seem like it's on the up and up anymore. Or you just found out your wife or your husband played you, or this or that. Now you really gotta have faith. Now you really gotta lean on him to get through it. But in your mind, you just can't stop thinking of this hurt and this pain. Because how could this or how could that? Because the enemy's only putting that in your face. Because he wants you so invested in that pain and in that hopelessness and in that guilt and in that accusation that you don't feel conviction and ultimately you don't get redemption. Sheesh. You're all lost in it. Instead of saying, God, go before me and do what you have always done. You always did it. You've been doing it. Go do what you've always done, Lord. Because you showed me. Your word told me this could happen to me. Your word prepared me for this season in Job. That's why we call it a Job season. Your word showed me that. Josh, what are you doing, Josh? Yeah,
Sorry.
Your word told me in Job what would happen. That I could have everything and then nothing all at once. Sheesh. That you would let him take and strip and see where I'm at with you. It's easy to trust and follow God when it's all good. Do you trust him when you don't know what the next move is? Do you trust him when you don't know where your next morsel of food is coming from? Do you trust him when you don't know when that if you're even gonna get a direct deposit for your bills to be paid? Do you trust him to provide? And I don't know, I'm not just telling you that I know he does it because, oh my goodness, it's been done for me. No. I know that he does it because sometimes he's used me to do it for someone else. That I'm in the right place at the right time with the right resource for somebody else. And here's what I know, that the place I was in at that time with that resource, I wasn't even supposed to be there. Just something told me go. These are facts. You hear me, sis?
Mm-hmm.
You better seek your father's faith. You better go ahead and pray and give it back to him and thank him for this moment. Thank him for all the pain. Thank him for all of it. Because he's going to use it for his glory. It is him who glorifies you anyway. When you feel this, someone's uplifting, that's God. It ain't you. Let me show you something. Oh, man, here we go. Okay, here we go. You've given birth, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Now, you know that in the book of Acts where it talks about when the Spirit rushed in, right? When it rushed in and it filled the whole house and the vessels in the room. That means before the Spirit got there, the house was empty. And the vessels were unalive. If you think about it, they had no spirit in them, really. Huh? But faithful men, you say, oh my goodness, didn't they? See, but God, look what God does. It just goes to show you how far we go. God comes in there, rush, boom, Spirit filled everything. They start speaking in tongues, yeah? Right. The Spirit quickened them. It quickened them. It alived them. It woke them up, right? Now you give birth to a baby. Baby comes out with the BLOOD and the water covering it. But it's not, what are they waiting for? That cry. Baby don't cry. What they start doing? They turn the baby over. They start smacking the butt of the baby, trying to quicken the spirit. Because without that spirit, the baby's a what? Stillborn. Just a vessel unalive. Come on now, sis. The whole thing is spiritual. The whole process of life is spiritual. You got to be able to tie it back to the spirit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't go. The word of God tells you not to be going on and telling people about the sanctity of your marriage or what's going on. Protect it. Don't be going telling your mommy, I got problems with my husband. I got problems with my wife. Don't tell your daddy. Oh, no. Because it says that what? A man is to leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife. What you think? It's only for him? You guys are supposed to keep that between each other, because when other people have a say in your marriage, that means that you need more than God. And you also relying on flawed men and women to give you perspectives. You're leaning on their understanding and not the wisdom that God has given you. Not the revelation that he's granted you. Sheesh, you better look, sis, I'll be here all day.
Right? You're talking about someone who can't be fair and impartial, who's gone through trauma themselves. How can they guide you clean when their life is a mess? Oh, my soul.
Sister above you shared something very, very particular. She said she played games with her box, and her husband found a new Xbox to go play with. Right? But that came, she learned a lesson. She should never be trying to leverage what was no longer hers to leverage anymore against her own husband. And I'm sure he knows the same thing. But she made correction to her error, and she implemented God back in the center where he belonged. And look where they're at. To God be the glory. It ain't about her. It ain't about him. Her story and testimony is just to show you what happens when you subtract God out of the equation. Nasty, 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 nasty work. She can share that story with so much strength and with courage, because she understands that it's not like if I share this, someone could ever do this to me again. What happened there was an absence of God. But he's very much so relevant today. The only way an energy of the spirit can have anything to do, I mean, talking about from the evil side, is where there's no light of God. Dark take over. Evil has his way. You see what I'm saying to you, sis? Gotta pray.
You gotta fast too. Let me tell you something. It's so easy for us to say we want to do right. It's so easy for us to say we want to be better. But when it come time to put the hands and get it out the mud, would you unalive your own flesh for it? What I mean is, would you deny yourself of the things that please you, the things that comfort you, the things that ease you? Would you go into the gates for it? Would you go battle a couple inward demons for it? Would you search your soul for it? Because that's the thing, right? Like, we so quick to say yes. But you've been in turbulence and you've ran. You've been in hard times and you've quit. Are you sure? What makes this time different? I'm not asking for an answer. Anybody who's listening, what makes this time different? How hungry are you for what you want, what you say you need? What are you willing to sacrifice? Because whatever it is, whatever your answer is, you got to triple it. And then you got to submit it to God. That means you got to show him your face. That means you got to show him your mess and allow him to take that mess and use it for good. Are you ready to be used, utilized? Are you ready for your spirit and your vessel to be taken to that next place where the enemy comes for you day one? You fast for 30, he's there day one. You fast for 70, he's there day one. Ask yourselves that question. And if y'all think that what I'm saying sounds crazy, tell me that you ain't never had a day randomly just go bad. Tell me you ain't never had a day just you felt off. You didn't feel happy about any of it. Tell me you didn't have that day. And I'm going to tell you, that's the enemy. Whatever goal you was trying to reach, that's the enemy. You see, the problem is you forget. You think it's, well, I don't believe in that stuff. It believes in you. It has its hands open for you. And all you got to do is just be weak enough. See, that's what the enemy needs, a chink in your armor. And when you're not covered, you naked.
And mama, let me tell you this. You there, mama?
Yeah, I'm here.
Check this out. Let me tell you this. I am not perfect. I am not. I am flawed as flawed could be. Okay? I stumble. I go through things. But what saves me, and I know I have no doubt. Let me tell you this. I have no doubt because I know that only Jesus Christ could save me and has saved me. Nothing that I do is ever going to be worth it. It's never going to be good enough.
Right.
Nothing I ever could have done. And that's the difference between me and somebody else who says they serve the Lord, that I really know and trust that God did it for me on that cross. Has to be the case. Because if not, it's over for me. But why don't I talk like people who say they have a relationship, who say they do all these works? Why do I sound more confident than them? Because I know it doesn't mean anything. What I do, what I've done, that means nothing. I know that only God did it. And I trust that God has done it once and for all for me. And I'm only asking him every day to transform me in the ways that he sees fit and to work up out of me in his appointed time what needs to be worked up out of this dirty vessel so that he can use me fully and wholly to do what he needs me to do, aligned for the purpose of my life that was already predestined. It was predestined.
Right.
See, sis? I just trust God that way. Intimacy.
Right. I say that too. I say that my story's written by him, and it's
right.
Gonna be, and he chooses, and
that's right. So then you know that this part right here is already known. It's not being revealed to him. Something that's being revealed in time to you, but this is already known to him. That means that this conversation was already predestined. And you being in this position at this place at this time was predestined. And that he's guiding and leading you. And your job is to learn to understand how he's going to reveal to you and how he's speaking to you and how he's showing you things so that you can move in obedience. Because what is wisdom? Fear the Lord. See that? Obedience, reverence, application. Which is the medication in the spirit for what? Transformation. Sheesh. Come on now. I gotta tell you, sis. One day at a time. One prayer at a time. One verse at a time. One worship session at a time. But you got it, just gotta give it back to God. That's all. That's all we're trying to tell you. Give it back to God where it belongs. Right. Pray for your husband. Pray for him, pray for reconciliation, pray for restoration, and pray the Lord do what only he could do. Because watch this, and I told my wife this not too long ago. I said, if there was ever a time, I says, if you weren't for me and you caused me too much headache, I go to my Father about you, and if the Lord want to release me, we know the only way that you can be released is through unalivement. So if you end up unalive, and I know God released me. You understand me? Did you hear what I just said? And I ain't say that with no fear, because when I said it, I didn't say it with fear. I said it with conviction. I said it knowing that that's the case. But we need to understand that God is just. And he gonna make sure if he gonna release you from a covenant that's to unalive and do you part, well, someone gotta go. You feel me? Someone gotta go.
Right.
So if it meant for you to be released from this man because he's been so disobedient, you'll find out in a couple he might have something terminal, God forbid. I'm not saying that should be the case. I'm just saying you'll know. And then you can say, you know what? God didn't just hear your prayer, but he's showing you.
Right.
You understand? But if it's the other way, things will go well with him and his wife. He'll start being convicted in his spirit. He'll say, you know what? I got to divorce this woman and go back to my first wife. You know? I mean, were you his first wife?
Yes.
Okay. Then he need to return back to you. Because right now, does this woman know that he was married before?
Yes. She's been married twice as well.
Oh, look at this. So she's just an adulteress. She's just used to being an adulteress. She loves playing that part. That's Proverbs tell us about the woman like her. She makes her bed nice and well and silk sheets and satin and smells all, and she lays you down to in her bed is the depths of hell. Nasty work. Hold that. Come on, sis. We read about them. She got a spirit of Jezebel on her. You know that?
Yeah.
I love you, sis. Whatever you go through, God can take care of that for you. I do know I love you very much, and I want you to know that. You're not alone in that long suffering. You know, we've all been there, some degree, some point. But you know what? God is faithful. And he will do what he says that he will do. Your job is to remain faithful to him. Remain obedient. To endure. You know?
I don't wanna cut it short because I know spirit's moving and I hate to do this, but I made a promise that I would put Leia down tonight and spend some time, and I want to be obedient about that. I need to. So, Mama, listen, I'm gonna offer you this. We here, man. No matter what time of night, shoot us a message. If you need, what you need is ideas on how to go back and have that conversation. You know, if you having trouble struggling to break your prayer with God or whatnot, whatever it is, reach out and please come back and give us an update. We want to hear, we want to hear that your spirit is at rest, that you at peace, whatever you choose. But I really think that the right thing to do is just go to God and try and reconcile if you can.
Right. I think I was supposed to be in this conversation live.
And I'm glad you ended up coming in. And you know what I say? I love this about God is his word don't never come back void. You know what? He's always on time. Never ever been late.
Right.
I love you, okay? And I no matter what, no matter who, you're never far from his grace. You could never do nothing in your Father's eyes to totally displease him. Can you disappoint him? Of course, we all have. But he will love you for the entirety of your life. You understand that?
Yes.
Remember this, today is the day of salvation. Tomorrow may not be. Tomorrow may be the day of judgment.
That's right. So with that, I want you to, like I said, utilize us if you need. Magic is really, she's one of those, female content creators that just stand on truth. And she's going to give you what you need to hear. I know we've been sitting around. We all want to hear what we want to hear. But right now, you need a circle of people who will tell you what you need to hear. Okay?
Right.
So let us love on you till you can love on yourself. That's all we asking. And if you need to utilize us, that's what we're here for.
There's nothing more attractive than a woman who can take correction, and you sat up here and took it on the chin, so more power to you.
Right. There's, like I said, there's no need to be, to me, I feel like I don't need to be hateful or wrongful with anybody else because, I have to take it and listen. And I think that was always my problem. I always had a problem before. Like, I had trauma in my life before growing up, and it just took on. And like now I see things too, like, well, it wasn't just he was bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had my faults too.
Right.
Amen. There you go. And you know what? Sometimes we focus too much on the other side of the table. We need to prepare our side too. And that's okay. Look, I would rather you be late, fashionably late, than never arrive. You understand what I'm saying? So with that, let's end it. Let's do a conclusion like this. Y'all probably heard me say this 1,000 times before, and I promise you're going to hear me say this 1,000 times more. The one thing I absolutely love about our creator, and let me tell you something, he is our creator. Whether you believe in him or not, he believes in you. The one thing I absolutely love about our creator is that he has never been late, ever. Because for me, he's always been on time. If that is not on me, it most certainly is on God. I want you to do two things for me before we leave. I want you to promise that you're going to do the best you can to do the right thing after this live. And please try and keep your head up. Till the next time, I'll catch you.
Facts.
Yeah, right.